up until this point, but it's okay. All they missed was a heavy ass struggle bus.
Fuck it, we're going.
Sounds good. Second of all, there's one thing I hate in D&D, and that's when one character is forcefully doing things. One thing to remember is if you say I am doing something, that is you in character doing something.
Okay.
Unless it's very obviously a joke, remember that you will proceed to do whatever you just said.
What if I
Sarah.
say I would? What if I say I would like to?
I would like to is a very courteous way of saying you do something.
Uh-huh.
In most cases, I will say for the sake of just like playing with a group of people, if you say I would like to do something, if other people have a disagreement with it or perhaps want to stop or reevaluate the scenario before you continue that action, they can say, "Wait, let's consider this," or "Wait, we need to not do that," and stuff like that. There will be a mode of discussion beforehand. If you actively say, "I'm doing this action," you are actively doing that action.
Abby's here.
Abby. Hi.
She's using
Hi,
the new
Abby.
emote. Yay!
You have new emotes?
Yeah, I got to.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I didn't realize this until like I actually pulled one out of the bag, but
Mhm.
D4 have multiple numbers on each side, which is weird.
These are the sucky ones.
Got it. Don't use these.
I mean, they still work. It's just I hate that template compared to having the numbers at the very top of the peak. Whatever it
Why?
lands on. For instance, in this example, it's landing on 3. So if you look on each side, 3 is the bottom number.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fucking weird.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion. Some of my favorite dice have that on it, and I just fail to look at them or use them. I shun them entirely.
Good
The
man.
metal ones I will be using for DM rolls don't do that. The numbers are at the top and very nice.
Nice.
Second of all, we will be using maps that are not necessarily very descriptive of the scene. So a secondary map will be sent to our chat that you can look at and maybe get a better glimpse of everything going on. Along with that, as you enter rooms, I will give more details into what's in them. And from there, we can kind of continue with like, oh, you see mushrooms on the ground. Please do not cut me off. If I stop talking, great. If I have a very short pause, there's more than mushrooms on the ground. Don't just go up and start horking down random things you find. I will eventually get there. Don't worry. It's not just a room full
Okay,
of mushrooms.
now if I just random question, if I start just eating like literally every mushroom I find, will I gain a poison resistance skill?
If you live long enough,
You know what?
Yes.
Zach,
by eating.
Zach,
This is
good luck. Good fucking
Yes.
luck.
It's okay. I guess this brings up a good thing. There will not be warning labels on actions. This is a very good point. If you decide to eat a mushroom, I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, "Are you sure you want to eat it?"
Our
If you
coffee
declare,
does not have a hot
Technically,
label
I
on it.
am the healer, so
that's true too. You do have
I
healing
will
capabilities.
probably survive.
Just remember down the line, and I'll say this: I don't care if you flame each other. If you eat a bunch of mushrooms and then proceed to heal yourself because you ate a bunch of mushrooms,
I have no
and
healing for the group. Yeah, I got
yeah,
you.
and then if anyone dies, go ahead, flame them. They ate a bunch of mushrooms, used all the healing on themselves, and you died due to the repercussions.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes. Also, character death is a thing. You can make new characters. We'll work on that. Luckily, Fandolin is always booming with new arrivals.
Yay.
For instance, you are all, of course, going to be new arrivals. You might not be able to pick up with that session or that arc, but eventually, when everyone returns to town, there will be new people. Especially if you were a very big asset to the initial team and you have died, they may look for someone else to fill that void. Of course, like without trying to.
They may also just choose to go on without you.
I mean, that's fair. I will go ahead and say, like, you understand as out of character that there are 4 of you. If there's a very neat person that is voiced by a very familiar voice, you're most likely going to want to work a way in where they join you, or they will want to work a way in to join you. So don't be like, oh, that sucks. You're a druid. We don't want that moving forward.
Oof.
Maybe replace the shroom eating healer with a NPC or something.
Maybe if there's a need or a void that you guys do not fill naturally, I will add an NPC or something to help out.
Preferably not
Don't
a drug addict.
preferably not. Hey, everyone's struggling in their own battles. If you have another drug addict that joins the party, that's not on me. All right, you guys need an NPC. NPCs have flaws, humans have flaws, etc.
I have a question.
Yes.
If we meet a dog, is it assumed that the dog is never going to die?
I'm gonna kill
Like,
that dog.
ever?
Are you
I
asking
will
about?
second that notion. I will be killing said dog as well.
I'm gonna kill my party members by not healing them.
I have
Good thing
dust.
I'm the cleric.
But I will say, like pets and stuff like that, I don't think it'll come up in this module specifically. But I will say, if you have a dog, as long as you are not actively using it for a combat advantage, nothing monster based will murder the dog.
If any of my party members kill my dog, it's PvP enabled.
Well, luckily, I'm gonna kill that dog before it becomes yours. So.
Well, good news. D&D has a lot of AoE spells. PvP is always enabled.
Let's go.
We just have to kill it out of sight of Sarah, and she doesn't have like a reason to kill us because she doesn't know it died.
Yeah, with a good enough insight and perception skill, maybe. But
What was that? Nothing. You're hearing shit.
She's too
that's
busy
weird.
hearing her own music. She can't listen to what's happening outside the inn.
Right, something like that. But yes, so I think that's the basis of my beginning explanation. And then as things come up, I might take a moment just to talk to you guys. I know we have a lot of new people. So I will also have like a little bit of grace when it comes to things. If you make the same mistake 18 times in a row, I am not going to keep being generous because clearly we've gone over it at some point. Please read your spells for the love of God. Read it.
He doesn't care if we know what other people are able to do, as long as we know what we're able to do.
Exactly. Yes. So spells lay out a lot of things. If there's something abstract that's not mentioned or is unexplained, of course you can ask me questions. Like I said, everyone's new. But most of the wording for things is very, very straightforward. If it says it hits all creatures within a certain area, that does not say friends, it does not say enemies, it does not say people you choose. It's everything in that general vicinity will take damage. That's about it for that. All right, so do we have any more questions before we kind of begin going? Let me load
I
in
have a
this.
question.
Okay.
The question is that I think I'm a little bit dumb. Question mark. I need a second to pick my spells.
Okay, in that second, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
About like the setting is. Have you gone over everyone else with kind of the setting that it's going to take place in? Because I might be a little behind there.
Yes. So this module is the Dragon of Icepeak. So in the, I forget the exact world name, but in this region there is a town called Phandalin. I'll go a little bit more into it as you arrive. But the main thing you all need to know is for some reason, each of your characters have decided to get onto a caravan and head to Phandalin to take care of a dragon problem.
Wait, caravan? I thought we were arriving on a ship.
No.
Oof.
Motherfucker, did you read the fucking script? What?
No, all I know about this is what he said like a few days ago.
Right. So, but long story short, as long as your characters are heading to Phandalin, eventually you get onto a caravan, and that's probably where you'll A, meet, or B, get introduced into some NPCs I've made to make beginning easier for you guys, just so you know what's like relatively good. Go away, Flora Skybloom.
Yeah, we're not in a private fucking.
Jesus. Hold on.
Thank you for joining. We appreciate it, but this was meant to be private, so fuck off.
Bye bye.
All right, well, ooh, it's in options. Hold on, server.
Oh, is it?
Max players. We have 4 in here right now. 4. Looking for players. We are not.
We have 4 people and 2 minds within 1 player.
Yes.
Which is why we have Carbo right here.
long story. Don't worry about
Her
it.
name is Carbo.
My name
Yeah.
is Carbo.
And but for the record, anyone listening, that's not two separate people. That's the same person using two separate voices. It's split personality.
Oh, look, it's a really serious
You know,
medical condition, and I'm
Funnily, funnily enough, multiple personality disorder is a made-up condition. It's not a real thing.
Is it? Are you sure? Because I saw it on
Yeah.
the end and it was pretty real.
Dude, I saw Primal Fear recently. That shit was good.
No, like people can have like split personalities, but like multiple separate personalities is not a thing.
careful. It's 2023.
The
Bruh,
brain is
Split.
complex. I have no earthly idea.
Bruh, Split was fucking popular though.
Split was a good movie.
Split
I
was
never watched it.
entirely fictional.
It was such a good movie, though.
It was a really good movie. I loved the entire series.
Fucking
For-
Glass
It's a
Unbreakable.
series. Absolutely, Glass was an amazing movie.
It's not.
Okay, so moving forward, any more questions other than all you need to know is there's a dragon problem. You guys are arriving in Phandalin.
I have a question.
Okay.
What color is the dragon?
White.
Will I
Oh.
be able to refill my whiskey when we get to the tavern?
Most likely, yes.
Cool.
I know for you specifically, Chase, just so you know, money can be used and exchanged for goods and services.
Oh.
Keyword being you need money.
Yes.
Another
The downfall.
question.
Yes.
So I know different DMs run it differently. How important is it for us to save our money? Like, will we have a good amount of income? Is a gold piece like an insane amount? How much do I need to be saving my money versus spending it?
So we are using the basic monetary setup by D&D. So 1 gold is equal to 10 silver, and 1 silver is equal to 10 copper,
I
etc.
think she's referring to like income though.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
getting there. This is a module. It is led by quests. Quests will give you money. In the town of Phandalin, there is an inn, a bar, a general store. Nothing magic shop related that I'm aware of. If that's an interest, though, like I can homebrew some things in Phandalin just to make life simpler. Another thing is there are indeed magical items and various objects that you may be able to stumble upon. There are hidden areas. There are specialty things that you can do that provide extra value. It's just figuring out on the way there, what you need to be doing, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So money, while important, it's not life ending for you to be spending it on resources you find suitable in certain circumstances.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Money does hold weight, of course, but yeah.
Side question.
No, we do have weightless money on, if you remember.
Yeah, money does not
holds no
hold weight.
Yeah, money does not hold weight, and for the same reason, you're not going to be walking around with like 487,000 gold. It's a currency. Like people walk around with $100 or $200 in their wallet for
They
daily
do?
expenses. Sometimes, yeah, I do.
Oh,
Don't mug me.
I might.
Say,
I don't live close enough to mug you.
That is true. If I ever meet someone in the random public that I think fits your description, I'm gonna be like, "Fucking Dust. He flew all the way down here to mug my ass." But probably not.
What exactly is my description, Zach?
I don't want to dox you on live stream. That also means I'm not sure. Moving forward.
Can we have is there no way to have like our character sheets on here?
Not in tabletop, no.
Okay.
I know a lot of people try to, in their spare time, especially streamers, like to come up with rather a secondary layer that shows all the character sheets or something that cycles through just so people know what's happening.
So I'll put it this way: you can export your thing from Beyond to a PDF, and you can upload that PDF to tabletop as an item.
Oh, you can? Okay, then yes, that's an option.
We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of like session 1, but it's also going to be a little bit of debugging because I'm not used to an online format. This is, of course, kind of something I've had to do research into. and I haven't had a lot of spare time, but I've gotten a lot of it set up now.
All right.
So any more questions before we begin?
When do we kill God?
When do we kill the DM?
Next module, second question. Good luck, but I guess whenever you see me in person, you can attempt.
I need to go text Haley real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Zach's last words. Thank you.
I'm free.
Zach, why do you have a random picture of Jessica Rabbit lying over here?
Wait, what?
What
Hold
the
on,
f-
where?
is
Wait,
that a
what?
thing?
Where? Hold on.
Over in the
On the-
corner to the left of you, Chase.
Oh yeah, they're on the table.
And
next to
Hulk
you.
fucking Hogan.
And Hulk Hogan.
Oh my.
I guess whoever made this table wanted these
I'm
two.
going
things.
back to the field in the car.
Jessica.
It's comfortable.
Fucking, no, where'd she go? No!
You need to click the pen.
So we will wait until
Bro, who framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Fuck that. Who ruined Roger Rabbit's marriage?
right. So we will wait for Sarah to get situated, and then we.
I'm situated. There's nothing going on. It's totally fine. Don't worry.
I
It's true, nothing's going on.
Get
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna give her an active excuse and I'm gonna go get some more whiskey.
Okay, I'm ready.
understood.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, good to know.
I'll get that when we have like a lull session.
Sounds good. So starting out, I will ask all of you to roll initiative. You are not in combat, but this will help situate something that needs to occur.
And we can roll our
What
dice.
dice do we roll?
So it's a d20 plus your initiative modifier.
Okay.
And it's okay if we use our physical dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is
I'm gonna
our?
put Allie's.
I have no initiative bonus.
Oh
Then
no!
just click the plus 0 in the corner.
Where do we
Or-
see our initiative bonus on our sheets?
So the initiative is above your actions, inventory, etc. In it beside your armor class, I believe.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I may have rolled a nat 1, so I have a total of 6 initiative.
I may have
Uh,
rolled a 2.
Okay.
I have a total of 10.
This is going great already.
I'm just gonna type
Oh,
mine.
yeah. You type mine.
Okay.
We'll see.
Just for your reference, I'm gonna do all my rolls on the Beyond thing, so you can see them there.
Okay. So thank you very much. That is very important. Sometimes, but not really.
I guess I'll
okay,
start doing
so
that too.
starting with
I hope not.
Sarah,
Huh?
who rolled a 16, correct?
Yes, I did.
You get to choose a spot on your beginning caravan.
Oh, okay. So the squares are the empty spots, or they're
So
take-
these squares are taken, and then you have these spots to choose from.
okay.
Oh my god, that's such a tiny little. Okay, anyway,
Take
right,
this
and
spot.
okay, because I was gonna say if you would like a description of the 3 spots taken, I could do so.
I
Oh,
just want to
who's
sit right
in
in the
them?
middle.
Okay, sounds good. Going next in the order, Chase, what was yours again?
Fucking 2.
Okay, it was a so fucking 2 does not go yet. Next will
Callie at
be
10.
next will be Callie. Callie, you get to choose a spot on the caravan.
Would like a description of the 3 people. Just briefly.
Okay, so absolutely. So the entrance to the caravan is here, and
Okay.
of course the horses and stuff are up here, with the taskmaster that's kind of driving this thing. It doesn't work for free, but we'll say you guys have already paid the fee. You don't have to reduce anything from your total cost.
Thank God.
And I will ask Sarah to describe her character momentarily, but let me give you 3 good examples of what we're looking for in this instance. So starting at the very beginning with I'll say spot number 1 for now. You see a kind of older, decrepit man, a human, He's wearing robes and seems to have like a gnarled staff with like a little crystal hanging off this top branch. He's very wrinkly and kind of softer spoken, but he seems to be leaning and talking to the individual beside him. He does seem to have a very large book hanging on his left hip, kind of on the side where you can see it outside the caravan. It has a buckle and like a lock on top of it, but it seems to be leather bound. He has white hair that seems to be receding, and kind of like a white, I'll say like a goatee with like weaker fine hairs due to age. To his right hand side, you see him speaking to a figure that seems to be mainly coated in cloth. You can't see a lot of various descriptions of them, but the other than the mask covering their face and the hood covering their hair, looking at them, they have pale eyes. They also seem to be humanoid, uh, and they seem to have like a leather armor covering some of these black robes that cover them. They do seem to have like an overcoat.
Can anyone else hear that?
Yeah,
Couple daggers kind of.
just for the record, you did kind of like cut out there for a second.
Oh, did I cut out? How long did I cut out?
You seem to have
Like
a-
2 seconds.
Overcoat.
Oh shit. So who did you? My
Cutting.
internet is dying.
Yeah, I'm recognizing.
I apologize.
You're good.
It's okay. I can run it.
Sounds good. So did you hear the description of the first character moving into the second? What did you
Yeah.
miss?
You cut out on overcoat.
So
Okay.
pretty much suspicious as fuck, dude, sitting next to the old guy.
Yes, with pale white eyes, kind of bluish, and underneath this overcoat that's covering his waist, you see tucked into a belt a few different daggers and also some form of rapier. But he doesn't seem to be whispering or talking back to the old man. It seems to be a lot of nodding. And you do see a little bit of like blonde hair peeking out from underneath the hood. Sitting next to Sarah's character, you see what seems to be like a very timid gnome. He has brown hair and a very, very fantastic kind of looping mustache. He also has like a little bit of a under chin beard kind of going. It's not fine. It's like penciled in kind of deal. He seems to be wearing pretty heavy armor that doesn't seem to fit him exactly right. But he also seems to be kind of twiddling his hands a little bit in like a nervous manner, and whispering to himself. You see him every once in a while check like his wrist that seems to have some words written onto it. Do you speak Gnomish?
I do not.
Okay. So you don't really understand what is written on it, but it seems to be short little phrases or I'll say reminders for him. And then of course you see sitting in we'll call it slot 4, Sarah, if you wouldn't mind describing your character.
I would mind.
Understood. Just a person.
Okay.
You think?
No. I mean, I think I'm pretty unassuming. I'm a bard, obviously. I'm just strumming on my lyre. I got like medium length brown hair, green eyes. I'm just chilling, just vibing.
Okay. Would you mind describing more about, let's say, different things you have strapped to whether your backpack or on your hip? You did say you were playing a lyre. Maybe like your wardrobe, perhaps.
You see, I did not put that much thought into it. I mean, I according to my character sheet, I do have just traveler's clothes, so probably from like a distant land, nothing local, but nothing insane.
Okay,
And
so Callie, you would probably look at this individual's clothing and think it's a little bit gaudy, or like she's saying foreign, but
what is this? Do you have phobias going on here?
I'm gonna sit right there at the front beside this gaudy individual.
understood. All right, Sarah, if you wouldn't mind putting your blob there,
It's gonna be pink again.
that is perfectly fine.
I'll make this one slightly not round.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You know, you can change the color in the draw tool, right, by clicking on the pink.
Will that not
bubble.
change my?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'll be purple.
Let me. Yeah, that worked. Good. Okay. So absolutely. Moving forward, next is Dust's character.
Now, just to make sure I have this right, so this is the gnome, this is the assassin, and this is the wizard.
Yes, from the brief description given, that checks out. And then this is Gaudy Bard. You also see a new individual, Kelly, if you would not mind.
Okay. So I have put a little bit of thought into this.
Okay.
So a very like I'll say he looks grubby, but like a high elf with very long, very, very tangled hair.
Darn it, I was
Um,
hoping you were literally the giant grub worm.
like strawberry blonde, long, pretty messy hair. He looks pretty unkempt. He's got kind of his armor is very scuffed up. But like a little dirty, but no blood or anything on it. Yeah.
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 I forgot to mention, but I am a half elf. That's
Okay.
probably
Yeah, like that kind of just looks like he's been in the woods for a while. I know not.
and I'm.
Again, kind of foreign clothes a little bit.
Oh, we're gonna be besties.
Little do we know they come from the same foreign area.
Let's see.
Does it register that? Unsupported file format. My rear. I hate this thing.
My rear end. Fucking
Yeah.
southern ass.
I don't know how to add music. This is
Oh, I
problematic.
can. I have my ukulele.
It needs to be .mp3 files, like the actual file,
Also, I have to like download.
or just like like some websites do store like actual file like links, right?
Let me see. This is
While he's figuring out, I'll be right back.
okay.
Here,
That requires a.
so that I can pick my spot, Zach, real quick. Can you just like give me the ability to add objects?
Oh, you're on the account.
You can do it by clicking on my name in the top right.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's that? You're fine.
So you said, hold on. So promote.
Yes. Yay. I'm gonna be up here.
Okay. And for those for those interested, would you mind giving a character description?
Sure. I am a Haragon. I have brown fur and blonde hair. Oh,
Dust, what are you?
I'm a Haragon. I'm a rabbit person. Think Peter Rabbit.
Oh, nice. You're a furry.
That's actually a racially insensitive term.
Yeah. Well, y'all were xenophobic earlier.
I didn't say anything, thank you.
You're actually funny.
And Chase, just for stream purposes, if you want to open and listen to this soundtrack, this is kind of what I'm using for the time being. Because I don't know how to start a listening party on Discord.
You do it in it in the you click start an activity just above like you know what I mean, like where it says like bottom where you can like mute yourself and stuff.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, you click start an activity, and then at the very bottom it says watch together. But it's a watch party and a listening party. but it's basically the same thing.
I
If
don't
it's,
think it lets us do that since we're not in like a.
Oh, you're right. This is Spotify, not YouTube, though. So
Well, that's true. If it was Spotify, I would just pull up a Skyrim playlist anyway. If I'm honest. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yep. So Chase, what you did miss was
the
when
fucking
you
bunny joining.
yes, yeah, you see a hair-like figure, very small, wearing a lot of robes, with the color palette chosen by Dust.
Oh, motherfucker. I know the exact race you're talking about.
Yes, and they seem to have taken the very back right corner of the seating arrangement given. So your current options are between
Or
sitting
between
beside.
or between the fucking sus rabbit and the sus person that might kill me. So
Yeah,
either
so
way,
you
they're
can
going to be putting something in me.
Okay, so you can sit beside the rabbit and
the gnome.
previously discussed assassin,
I'd
or you can sit
choose the fucking
across
gnome.
from the rabbit and beside the gnome.
I'd choose the gnome.
Okay, awesome.
Fucking
Sounds good. So, as you guys all kind of sit here, the only music you're really hearing currently is the strumming of a lyre by one of the individuals within this caravan.
Is it a rogue or who?
or is it the
It would,
bard?
it would be the bard. Kind of coming in last, you hear like almost like a final call before a very large orcish man walks up to the caravan, and kind of as he gets into it, you feel the caravan's weight shift. He seems to be wearing very we'll say slim attire. He seems to be wearing kind of like a leather girdle across his chest that has like a couple of straps that go across his shoulders. Up against his side seems to be this very large and well-worn axe. Looking at his eyes, one seems to be like this stereotypical like black center, and the other one seems to be almost fully full of like what you can only assume is like blood from the blood vessels that have burst in his eye. But he kind of makes his way and uncomfortably sits right in this black section. You
Better
do.
him than the fucking rogue.
That's true. You do seem to smell the air change to kind of more of a musty
God,
scent as he sits down. But as long as he doesn't raise his arms, you think you should be good.
god damn, this motherfucker stinks.
But with that, you see like this younger elven man kind of peer in, see that the whole thing is full. And he goes, right, well, all of you are here. Next trip to Fenelon is now. It's a couple hours travel, but if you wish to make yourselves acquainted, feel free. If not, awkward silence is also the a suitable option. Anyway, and he kind of reaches to each side and begins to shut these large wooden doors that encapsulate you guys into this caravan.
Quick question: what's the entire caravan made out of?
It seems to be mainly wooden with a couple of crude iron.
Oh, so it's not like a
Essentially
cloth.
nails.
It's not a cloth covered caravan.
This is
No,
not
we're
a nice.
armored.
This
Fuck.
is not a nice caravan. This is
Fuck.
a very crude transportation device.
I am
One
glad I
thing
picked a seat near an exit or an opening, I should say.
that is true.
I'm
The
gonna
only other notable thing about this caravan is on each side you see to have like 3 ports with a couple of window. I don't know what they're called, but just like
What's the size of the ports?
these ports are maybe like 2 feet long by 3 feet tall.
Okay,
And seem to
so
have doors that, as you guys are going down the road, seem to kind of clatter open and shut
Oh,
randomly as you
cute.
hit bumps.
So theoretically diveable out of.
Those are larger than
The-
I am.
Theoretically, yes.
Wait, wait, how tall is the rabbit?
I am 2'4".
You're an actual rabbit. You're like
About-
actually.
About the yes, if it wasn't for being like bipedal and seeming to have some form of sentience, you would most likely mistake this for just a very large rabbit. But
So
still
wait,
very.
did Roger fucking Rabbit hop in the caravan because we saw Jessica Rabbit recently?
Oh.
Oh no. Who knows?
No, Roger Rabbit does in fact not have brown fur and blonde hair.
It's fine.
How do you?
But yes, you guys are left in seemingly a very dark internal of this caravan. But you feel something hop up in the front seat. You hear almost like a whip crack, and then you proceed forward. This caravan seems to move. So your trip will be a couple hours long. If you guys have any remarks or anything to say, feel free to now. If
you
not, I will just. Huh?
That you felt the need to say "seems to move" concerns me.
I mean,
No,
with the new fucking rider, I'm not shocked we're not moving.
yeah, it's very one thing your character does seem to hear the limit of that front right wheel being tested, as a lot of weight is on that corner. But other than that, you guys do seem to be moving towards something. Peering out of the ports as they kind of open and shut. You do see trees moving, passing of time. You know, it's not like you're sitting still and like 4 people picked up each corner and like shook it a little bit so you feel like you're rolling forward. You are actually moving.
Um, just so I know, like what we're trying to do here.
Mhm.
Are we like is this like are we gonna travel there over multiple like days, or is this like a short trip to the town?
This seems like a short trip. I'll say up to this point, you have all kind of traveled through various means up to this point, and this seems to be like the final stretch towards Phandalin through what seems to be a set of woods.
Okay. Can I try to overhear and see if the person driving the caravan is saying anything?
Absolutely. So that would be a perception check. I believe since you're a Haragon, you get advantage because you are listening. But
Yes.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I have Lippering senses, which gives me a proficiency in perception.
Awesome. Yeah. So
And I also have a proficiency bonus of true in my. Oh, that's initiative, not that's different. Never mind. Yeah. Hey, what do I roll for
Weird.
that though?
So on the I don't think it's called attributes. I think it's skills sheet. You should have one that says perception and then like a plus number beside it. You click on the box surrounding the plus number.
Okay. There it is.
So it's rolling.
Ooh.
Awesome. So 23. He does seem to be relatively silent for the at least the beginning of this trip. He does seem to be like whistling a little tune. It does remind you of the music you heard coming from this Lear before he shut the doors. Just like a good little like 5-second clip of it. But he doesn't seem to be discussing anything with anybody or anything like that. He just seems to be
Can
focused on the
I
travel forward.
can I pull out my pan flute and play alongside him?
Sure, absolutely. If you wouldn't mind making a performance check.
Oh no.
Do I need to make a performance check?
Motherfucker's
no.
gonna sound like a kindergartner playing a recorder.
It's hard to follow exactly what he's doing, but eventually you play a tune that's not the best anyone has ever heard, but it's not
What did he roll?
downright the horrible.
5.
You rolled a 5 in total.
Yeah, on the right side of the D&D Beyond window, you can see what I roll. It's a public thing.
Yeah, if you open the game log.
What's a game log?
Oh wait, where's
In
that?
the D&D Beyond, Beyond, like on the website.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
see how at the top right
Oh, I
there's
see, I see, I see.
there's like a message chat bubble thing to the
Oh.
right, you see, like, hammer and anvil.
That's cool.
That's the log of our rolls and stuff. If we roll in here,
Oh, you
That's
poor motherfucker.
And I would say, just from your bardic skill, Sarah, you don't necessarily need to roll anything. You're just strumming a tune you have probably learned throughout your travels. Unless you want to roll.
I would like
Yeah.
to roll.
Awesome, yeah, absolutely.
just to
Wait,
show me up.
she can't hear the tune, so how would she know?
Well, she started the tune. Yeah, it's a
Fair enough.
pretty steady and fruitful tune, I'll say. Very pleasant to the ears for most of you. The
15. I think she got it.
Yeah, the orc sitting down doesn't seem to necessarily like what you're playing, but that could just be due to cultural differences or something. You don't know.
He can pay me to care.
Fair enough. All right, so yeah, so you guys are moving forward. Is there any conversation you guys wish to hold, or is it just kind of to your own devices until you reach Phandalin?
I wish to rest my eyes for now. Not sleep.
Okay.
Rest my eyes.
Okay,
I will
absolutely.
not be talking to anyone.
All right, sounds. So moving, you do have like a good hour of, I'll say, not much going on. Every once in a while, you hit like a bumpy part of the road. You might hear like a grunt or just displeasure from the orc who is sitting, basically absorbing all of it due to the weight put on the wheel. But yeah, it's relatively quiet. One thing to mention is when you're leaving, the season seemed almost kind of summerish. It was nice outside, a good temperature, a nice blowing breeze. But slowly, as you continue forward, it does seem to get a little bit more nippy or cold. And eventually, you get to the point where the ports on the side of the caravan do seem to be consistently open and blowing through a very cold breeze as the temperature begins to change. You can also assume that your altitude is kind of getting higher as it gets kind of frosty, but just something to note. But eventually, halfway through, we'll say, how long do you rest your eyes, Chase? Is it for most of the trip, or do you eventually?
Let's say I open my eyes now, and
Okay.
are is the old man still whispering to the assassin?
He seems dead asleep. Like,
Which one?
very. The old man does.
Okay.
And with that, you're looking at the this other clothed figure, and they seem to be kind of in their hand. They have like a writing utensil, so we'll say like a quill. And he kind of has his palm open and it's sitting inside of it. But eventually, you see almost like a purplish energy uh, kind of push out of his hand, picking up the quill. And you see this translucent hand kind of flipping this quill back and forth, just in like a an antsy pattern, just trying to keep himself uh, entertained, I will say.
Well, fuck. I don't know what this will lead to.
Okay, sounds good. As you look around, looking directly to your right almost, would you mind making a perception check, actually?
What
ask.
do I roll?
So you're going to go to the aforementioned, like, what's it called exactly? Let me pull up a sheet.
There's no title of that box.
Oh,
it's the
I
one in
see.
the middle that's just very long and has all the like skill names on it, Chase. It's right in the middle of the screen.
Yeah,
It
so
starts with
it's
acrobatics at the top.
it's proficiency modifier skill and bonus at the top, and then below it are all the skill names. You're looking for perception and the number beside that.
Perception.
It's
Maybe
alphabetical.
down.
+2.
It is alphabetical.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you click on that +2, it should roll.
Cool. I have a 3. I didn't see
Awesome.
shit.
Let's just make sure. Yes, you do not see shit.
The
Uh,
wolves relieved themselves before we left.
okay, awesome. Do you continue to play your lute the entire time, Sarah, or do you eventually like stop playing just to like rest for any moment?
I'm afraid if I rest that I'll have to talk to the gnome or the weird guy, so I'm gonna keep playing. What if they
Um,
talk?
make a perception check for me if you don't mind.
Okay.
14. Damn.
There's something he wants somebody to notice.
So you do notice at one moment you almost stop playing, and as the sound slowly begins to stop coming from your lute, you see the gnome take almost like a breath of air to almost begin speaking, and as your music picks up again, he kind of like sighs it back out.
You're an asshole. You're an
And
asshole.
slumps his shoulders temporarily.
Wait. If I continue playing, will I look like? Did anyone else notice this? Will I look like the bad guy if I keep playing, or
Nah,
is it
Chase
realistic
failed
for
the
me to
fuck
not?
out of his
Uh,
perception
I'm gonna
check.
say, I don't see
Chase
shit.
didn't notice anything, and I will say everyone else seems to be tied up in their own stuff, so they are not looking at this
I'm not
situation
stopping.
happen. Okay,
I'm not stopping.
sounds good.
I'll say, continuity wise, I don't see shit, but realistically, I know you're an asshole.
Awesome. Okay, so with that being said, you continue playing. Chase, you don't seem to notice anything to your right.
Fair
So
enough.
you guys begin to continue driving with relatively nothing being said, no one talking amongst each other. It's just a very silent ride. But eventually, this rough stone path that the caravan seems to taking kind of shifts to something a little bit more flat, a bit clunky, but still straight. It seems that you guys have switched to probably like a cobble or brick pathway or a more traveled road. Um, and with that, like you do hear specifically you, Dust, the caravan rider or driver seems to shout back and be like, "All right, we're approaching. Should be this. They can't hear me." And then continues driving forward. And
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say I've probably been asleep this whole time.
sure, absolutely, that's possible. The old man across from you is asleep. You think it's a good time?
Yeah, like the music's really soothing.
You're welcome.
Oh
It-
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The people you're fucking next to don't seem too threatening, so you have time to hop out if you wake up.
You think the gnome can't talk over it?
That is true. So you guys eventually slow down and uh, stop moving. There is a little bit like maybe a 5 minute window, and I'll say kind of reminiscent of like when you get off, like when the airplane lands, but they can't get you out quite yet. So you have to sit in your seat awkwardly for about 5 minutes in pure silence. Before eventually the caravan doors open by this young elven gentleman again. He says, "All right, here you are. This is as far as I go. This is Fandolin. Please get out of the caravan now." Yes.
Fucking happily.
Kind of waits. For the left hand side, it's up to you guys how quickly you get out. For the right hand side, with the old man asleep at the very end, you do see this cloth figure kind of tap him on the shoulder. Nothing happens.
Can I just jump out the front?
Sure, you can climb out the port if you would like to. If you would like to make
Yeah,
a
I
climb-
want to get away from this sweaty guy behind me.
sure thing. If you wouldn't mind making an acrobatics check.
Motherfucker's 2 foot tall. Can't you just walk out of it?
It's a bit of a drop, I'll say. I'll say a 10 gets it though. It's not the most graceful landing you've had, but you do kind of just like one foot in front of the other, hop out of this port and land onto this brick pathway.
Can my character just make a comment of saying, motherfucker did something very extra?
Sure, if you'd like to express that out loud. After a polite tap on the old man's shoulder, nothing happening. A little bit more forceful of a tap. This orc figure kind of goes, "Ugh," stands up and begins kind of shoving the right hand side in front of him outward. But eventually, the right hand side of this caravan clears out, and the left hand side is left. The gnome is kind of like a little bit anxious. He hasn't stood up yet, but he's kind of waiting on it to clear out a bit.
I think I'm still napping.
Sure.
I feel awkward waking anyone up, so I'm just gonna wait as well.
Can I? So the right side's empty, right?
Yes, the right hand side of this is.
Can I just get out and go down the right side and jump out?
Absolutely sure. So you want to go out the open doors, or are you gonna also try to slide through this port?
No, I'm just going out the open
Okay,
fucking
okay.
doors.
I'm gonna follow him.
As you begin to do so, you kind of hear the gnome begin to pipe up and be like, "Oh, that's a good," and then you keep going. And say, okay.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ignore you like the fucking bard. I don't know they ignored you, but I'm assuming.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, sure. As you kind of speak to him, he does kind of get a little bit cheery and begin to follow like right behind you. Kind of less anxious and more like, "Oh yes, someone, finally," but not
Someone's
really.
willing to talk.
Yeah, exactly. And begins to like follow you out. He begins to try to like introduce himself 2 or 3 times as he's like scooting forward, but where it's like kind of everyone kind of clomping out of this, it doesn't really work. But
Man,
eventually all of you clear out except for napping on
you
the
know what? Just let her
left
sleep.
side.
Let her sleep. You guys are good. Keep going. Don't worry about it. Everyone's off.
As you're saying that, this young elven man is like, no, she really needs to wake up, or he really needs to wake up, and taps against like I'm guessing you're wearing like semi metal armor, perhaps. I don't know.
Leather.
Leather. Okay, so you do feel like a after it's like a very quick tap that slowly begins to get a little bit more
I
severe.
think a quick tap's about enough to wake me up.
Okay, because he's like, "Yep, all
I'll
right,
be right
get up,
back.
you're here. Good job.
Yeah.
Hop,
Really?
hop,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
get it
Yeah.
out.
Or then, okay. Yeah. I'm
Yep,
gonna
one foot in front of
exit.
the other. Hop off. Okay, great. Uh, and as soon as your foot hits, and you guys all have your stuff kind of out of this caravan, he immediately begins to shut the door and be like, "All right, right, goodbye. Payment's done," and hop back up, and this caravan begins to take off.
I'm gonna awkwardly wave goodbye.
Okay, he most certainly does not look behind him. To see this. He is ready to get on throughout his day. But you guys all are in a beautiful area of Phandalin. So I'm sharing with you guys now in that little chat the map of Phandalin, just for description purposes where everything is. It's very hilly.
Holy
It's
shit.
It has quite a few different green areas, but it does seem to be a little bit icy. And you can see this is from this gigantic icy mountain up in the distance that seems to have like a downward draft from the very, very top of it onto Phandalin and seems to be coating it with kind of like this icy, dewy. Yeah, that's it. Ice and dew. Inside it, you see the various things. Let me see if there's like a good, like if it gives a decent description on the actual module. I closed it to look up music. How foolish of me. Where is it? Why are there so many modules?
By the way,
There's
if you hear me say I'll be right back, tell me to sit the fuck down and continue.
Okay, I will.
Just
Can I also
because
tell you to shut up?
I am also tipsy at this point, so
Oh, sounds good.
IRL, not character wise. IRL or character wise, we are very sober.
Yeah, you smell musk and then also a hint of cheap
Al-
booze
Alcohol,
from,
yes.
from the back of this caravan. But yes, so you guys have arrived in Fenelon. It is a mining settlement at one point that seems to be nestled at the foothill of the Sword Mountains, which seems to be, of course, this mountain range, including Icepeak, which is the icy um, covered mountain I mentioned before. It is unique, however, because it is like mid season for like a we'll say like a spring like season, just for reference. So it is very unique for this one mountain to be very icy, and of course, spreading this ice throughout the rest of the local area. So let's see. But yes, it's Frontier Town. you've seen that the brick roads and everything seem to be a little bit older than the structures you're seeing around. And in fact, some of these structures have older bits attached to them that have been renovated. Seems to be that there was some form of previous settlement here that has been rebuilt upon. Yes, it's and recently, like if you hear people talking or in the brochures you've seen bringing you to Fenelon, it seems that this has been renovated within the past 3 or 4 years. So,
Charming.
on the map, there are a couple of locations marked, including the Stonehill Inn. It's a two-story roadhouse, uh, and it seems that the bottom, just looking in through windows and stuff, seems to be like an open lobby. But rooms are probably for sale and on the secondary story. There's the Barthen's Provision Store. It's a general stock store. It has most ordinary goods that you want: torches, backpacks, rope, etc. There's the is that somewhere? Hold on. Oh yeah, there's the Lion Shield Coster. It's owned by the Lion Shields, obviously. The Lion Shield. It seems to be a merchant company based out of a very city hundreds of miles away. But it seems to give goods to the rest of the people in this town. Wood for buildings, stone for walkways, stairs, etc. There's the Panel and Miners Exchange, which seems to be just that. It's a miners exchange. You see people coming in from the various mountains to get their resources weighed and, of course, payment made for what they have brought to this place. There is the Shrine of Luck, which is a temple. And just through looking at the various stuff, if everyone can give me a religion check really quickly.
We're not interacting with it, and we're already doing that. All right.
Ooh. Not yet. Well, because it has this stuff kind of plastered everywhere. So I would say
15.
Dust. Okay, Dust and Chase, you both kind of recognize the various symbols around this shrine to be for Tamora, the goddess of luck and good fortune. And there seems to be a sign saying "Be back soon," but it is indescript in who or when they will return.
Fucking the goddess. Be back soon. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Yeah. There's the Townmaster Hall that seems to have like some form of sturdy, shockingly sturdy board placed out front. Looking on the outside of this building, it seems to have very heavy metal reinforcements and other things up against it. The door itself is almost made out of pure cast iron and seems to have this weird little mechanism on the front with a very tiny slot that kind of shoots out towards the feet of whoever's standing in front of it. And that is all you see. What do you guys do in this area?
What is the time of day upon arrival?
So it's I'll say for sake of it, it's mid morning, almost early day. So I'll say for reference, that's about 10 to noon hour time.
So we still have time to burn.
Yes, so you still have almost your entire day ahead of you for whatever you guys would like to examine or look into.
All right. Well, I'd like to look at the Shrine of Luck with disdain, and then I'm going to go to Barthen's Provisions after saying, "Nice to meet you. Wish you luck in your endeavor," to the gnome.
Okay, as you walk or kind of look at this shrine, you hear him kind of piping up. He's like, "Yes, a very nice space to hear. Thank you very much for your consideration and time on the uh, caravan." And it kind of, while looking at the shrine, you see this hand kind of stick up in your face accidentally.
And
As
what?
you
Give
hear
me the
this,
middle finger?
no, kind of like a full hand, kind of wavering, but looking at him, he says, "Oh, sorry." He sticks out more firmly, and he looks at you and he says, uh, "Pugnac Glistlesprigs."
I repeat the action to him.
Okay, so do you give him like a handshake?
Yeah, I'll give him a handshake.
And do you see your name, or do you repeat his name back to him?
Jake, sneezing his hand out, kind of in a handshake, kind of. That seems to be his intention upon further examination.
Am I supposed to say something here?
He's just waiting for a handshake, or if you.
Oh yeah, I give him the handshake.
Okay,
Sorry,
absolutely.
sorry, you cut out for a second. I
Oh,
didn't
it's
hear
all
all
good.
of
My
it.
apologies. So he, as you kind of grip his hand, you do accidentally seem to hurt him, as he does not seem very strong whatsoever.
My bad, man. My bad.
But he says, it's fine, it's fine. So what's your name?
Maladin.
Paladin, is that a first, a last, a middle?
My only name. It's all you get to know me as.
Fair enough, Maladin. What brings you to Phandalin? Is it the tales of a dragon? Do you wish to settle?
Just roaming.
Roaming's a good option as well. As you begin to walk towards the general store, he kind of follows you, and in an accidental pestering manner keeps beginning to ask you questions. But it kind of, as it trails off from this main group of individuals, you guys uh, lose hearing of what he is trying to say and what the conversation says. But it seems to be kind of in a pestering manner, trying to get to know more about this newfound friend of his.
We shall placate him.
Okay.
And now
yeah.
you see why me and Sarah ignored him.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So the rest of you are here. You see the orc kind of is still looking around. He kind of begins to examine this shrine of luck a little bit more, walking away from the party. And you see the robed individual and this like very old man, kind of assumed wizard, trail off a little bit, but through some unique hand gestures to this old man, this cloaked individual seems to relay the information that he wants to. And you hear this old man pipe up and say, yes, and a room would be a nice start. And they begin to walk towards the Stonehill Inn.
I'm gonna follow them.
Okay, sure, absolutely. So we'll go ahead and I'll wait for Callie and Dust to perhaps chime in here
Oh,
first. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I'll go ahead and look around, see if there are any townspeople nearby.
Okay, sure. There seems to be in a manner of speaking, a decent amount of people. They seem to be smaller families in the indescript buildings around, let's say, like the coaster and the Shrine of Luck has that stuff behind it. They seem to be walking through. Some seem to be brushing this newfound ice off of their porch. Some of the more unluckier ones closer to the mountain, as soon as they brush it all the way off on one end of the porch, they look over to the other side of the porch, and it seems to be glazed over with ice once more. So they kind of cuss to themselves and walk back over and begin to brush off the ice again. You
Okay,
see
I
some
would like
people returning
uh,
from work, etc.
okay. I think I want to ask around and see if there's any sort of like herbalist or something in town.
Absolutely. So you have a. I'll give you a couple choices. You see a couple little kids playing with sticks near the Shrine of Luck. They seem to be almost fighting each other. They both seem to be declaring each other legendary fighters of old tales. And in a stereotypical manner, one seems to stab the other, and then they're like, "Oh, that doesn't count," and then they continue to fight anyway. And you see what seems to be an older lady kind of on one of the porches, kind of creaking back and forth as she looks out to what you can assume is another troop of unknown individuals coming into Phandalin, kind of with disdain. And then you see just a younger individual walking through what seems to be from the Tribord Trail, kind of down towards the miners' exchange. He seems to have some form of stack with him that he is carrying. It seems to be quite clunky and a little bit more weight bearing, but he seems to be heading towards the miners' exchange.
I shall proposition the old hag.
The old hag? Awesome. So you approach her porch. She seems to be sitting in a chair. There seems to be a chair beside her that has been empty and kind of coated with ice. But as you approach, she kind of in a manner of speaking, gives you like a stink eye. But it seems to be not necessarily towards you, but towards the idea that more individuals have stumbled into the town of Phandalin. But as you approach, she just kind of stares at you. She doesn't say anything necessarily.
All right. Then I'll ask if her fine town has any herbalists or other connoisseurs of fine produce.
We have the fucking new people. We have the general store, and we or Barthen's provisions, and nothing more. Perhaps he can help you. Please get away from my porch. I don't want the newfound souls haunting this after their demise.
I understand, I understand. I will ignore the general store and leave the town to go looking for herbs in the forest. Or whatever is nearby, I guess.
Okay, sounds good. So, what trail do you take? Are you going like up the
Ooh.
tribal trail kind of scenario, or are you going just
Uh,
into one of the forested areas on the map of Phandalin?
I think I'll head to that forest, like the little grove that's to the top left of the city.
Okay.
The there's like the one that's to the left of the Shrine of Luck, I want to say, just because
Yeah.
that seems like it's pretty close to where I already am, so I won't waste too much travel time.
Okay, sounds good. As you walk through, you see more broken down buildings. As mentioned, they seem to just still be of old integrity. But eventually, you enter that forested area, and if you wouldn't mind giving me a nature or survival check.
Ooh,
Ooh.
So, uh, unfortunately, just due to this weird seizing that has been happening over this land of cold and winter, it does not seem that the ground is very plentiful for you. But we'll say for the time being, you are foraging, and then we will get back to rather Chase's character or Sarah's, because I think Sarah was going to the inn.
What's
Don't-
Carbo
redeem
doing?
my
Yeah,
travels
don't forget
later, I got it.
Carbo.
Where is Carbo going again? I apologize.
Oh no, it's fine. I think I'm going to kind of walk up next to the orc.
Okay, sure. He seems to be investigating the Shrine of Luck, and you can do so as well if you would like to roll an investigation check. But he doesn't seem to be talking or really noticing your presence. He seems to just mainly be interested in the Shrine of Luck and the "Be Back Later" sign.
I'm gonna kind of lean over his shoulder.
You can
Say-
lean over an orc's shoulder.
How tall are you?
That is
like crouching for some reason.
that is a good point. I will say, for the sake of this, he is kind of crouching.
Okay.
And you see that his face kind of has these wild hairs grown all throughout it that seem to be untrimmed and unplucked. They seems to be kind of scratching as he looks into this with his good eye, which you would assume would be the one that's not coated in blood, but it isn't.
I think I'll kind of lean up because I'm like a cool 6'2", you know.
Okay, fair enough. So it's
Yeah, it was.
Realizing I didn't get to describe my character. It's fine.
oh, that is true. Shit. Would you like to? I'm so sorry.
And
Tell me a description.
you want a description?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a very important thing, and I apologize for forgetting it.
It's fine. She said 6'2", so it's like 6'2", Githyanki male, wild dark black hair, short, and that's pretty much all you get to know. Rosé eyes, modest clothing.
Yeah, fair enough. And for those that don't know what is it a Githrazi or a Githyanki?
Githyanki.
Githyanki. Okay, sorry, they are cousins to each other, so I keep forgetting. He looks humanoid for the most part, but you do see across his face signs of rather heavy stress or something, perhaps wrinkles.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah, or perhaps looking closer at his eyes, you do see kind of like a shadowy pit underneath. And in his eyes, he does seem to have like the 1,000-yard stare going on.
Cheers, Zach. Thank you for remembering.
Oh, no worries, man. It's my job. But yeah, do you wish to describe any equipment you have on you or anything better like that? Finer details.
And just know this common clothing, a leather armor, and a greatsword.
Absolutely, that works.
And goggles.
And goggles, yes.
Those
What
are
kind of goggles?
important.
What kind of goggles? Like alchemist goggles or like swimming goggles?
You don't fucking get to know yet.
Are they shaded?
Just for like I'll say like a general perception. He does seem to be, yes, that is a get the Yankee. It does seem to be more what I would say like an alchemist feel to him, like an alchemist vibe. They do seem
Cool.
to have a more heavy metallic base for the ringlets that seem to strictly connect to the eye sockets more than just kind of sit on the bridge of the nose. Looking at the lenses, they do seem to be a little bit darker, but when looking through them, the area behind it seems to be a tiny bit brighter than you expect them to be.
Oh, funky. Okay.
So fucking good luck figuring it out, alright?
Yeah.
Oh, I know already. Don't worry. I played D&D before.
Damn.
Out of
I'm a liar. I lied.
meta use using the
I
meta.
actually have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you intend to gather from leaning over this orc's shoulder?
Oh, well, I'm just gonna like talk to him like a little too close for him to be comfortable.
Sure. So
yes, this is intentional.
absolutely.
Okay.
So what do you
I know
say as
that.
you lean over his
Yeah.
shoulder in a manner?
So I say, find any clues, detective?
Fucking sarcastic
Weird.
asshole.
Yeah, we're gonna be best friends. Oh yeah.
He doesn't at first seem to really speak to you. You notice that he's kind of more or less breathing out of his mouth, and from his breath, you get basically the scent of everything he's eaten for the past 3 years.
I do not back down.
Oh.
I give him a polite smile, a friendly smile. Oh, you're stupid.
But as you kind of lean over his shoulder, he leans up, kind of almost bumping you back a little bit, and he says, "No, please do not."
No what? I'm far away, but
Yeah,
no
no.
what?
No to the clues, Detective Lamar.
Okay.
But he seems to say, "And if you wouldn't mind,
Fuck off.
keep your distance."
Oh, I get it. New town, right? You don't know me. You don't know anyone. You're being standoffish. I get it. I do. But I don't think you're going to find anything alone like this.
It's worked before.
No.
Is there something you need, or do you mind me walking off?
Go ahead. Be my guest.
Okay. Without another word, he begins to walk towards this Stonehill Inn.
Okay, so four people. So Callie has solidified herself as the orc's gnome to my, or orc's version of my gnome.
No, but I'm not desperate. I just like messing with people.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
But I am going to go try to find somewhere to sleep for the night.
Okay, sounds good. Your best bet if you're looking for housing would probably be the inn.
You're gonna
unless you-
follow after that?
Wait, he's going to the inn?
Is that what you
Uh,
said?
Yes, he is going towards the inn.
So you're gonna
but
you are his gnome.
I'll also say if you would like to, and this is just like a little bit of a, not necessarily homebrew, but there's not really anything specified in the book about this. There are very large desecrated areas that seem to have destroyed buildings. If you were looking for a completely sketchy, cold, and creepy place to sleep.
Oh, I will say before that. Oh shoot, I totally forgot. I do want to roll investigation and try to see what I can find. Try to see what he was looking for at the shrine.
Okay, sure, absolutely. If you wouldn't mind rolling investigation.
So that is, oh boy.
Oof.
She doesn't modifier, she's gotta look it up. That is a 5 in total.
A 5 in total. You're not really able to see any definite clues of what he was looking at. He was focusing very heavily on this "Be Back Soon" sign. And as you kind of look, you do notice that this sign itself is covered in a pretty thick layer of ice. You can assume this hasn't been here for like 1 or 2 days. It's been several. And as you're kind of looking through, this younger gentleman with the sack that was heading towards the miners' exchange kind of peek over and says, "Good luck finding her," and continues forward on his path.
God damn, she found all that out with a fucking 5? Fucking Batman level
I-
detective?
Chase, listen, I have a story to push forward, damn it.
I'm going to kind of speed, like, make my way over to that guy, kind of walk alongside him, like, what do you mean by that?
Well, the shrine keeper has been gone for quite a bit of time. In fact, she's been missing, Sister Garael.
Do you
We
know
don't- Huh?
Do you know where she went when she disappeared?
Not necessarily. She's I don't know. She's very secretive about her life, but normally she tends to this shrine to Tamora graciously. In fact, she gives more money to the shrine than I make in a week's worth of work. But no, she seems to be. But this isn't the first time.
Oh. Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yes.
Yeah.
New venture. I see a new group of kind of in a provocative manner, or more of like a cynical one. I'll say. I was looking for words there. He looks at you and says, "Ah, another one of these great adventurers to take care of our problems." No.
Oh, nothing like that. No. I'm really just here for the scenery.
Oh, fair enough. It is certainly a unique sight.
God damn, not being part of the conversation. Motherfucker, what do you
Now
mean
we
by
have a
another?
wanderer and a tourist.
Yeah, motherfucker, what do you mean by another adventurer? What happened to the other ones?
You don't know, sir. You walked on.
What happened to the
Excuse me.
What happened to the other? I mean, the adventurers.
Oh well, our great town master, Harbin Wester. He puts out these quests on this board in front of the town master's hall, and of course the suspicious activity of our local dragon brings people here. But while they're in town, they look for coin and go on these great adventures that he provides. And I hate to admit, but sometimes they just don't arrive back. These are dangerous quests to go on. Some alone, some together. It doesn't seem to matter sometimes. They rather come back with a rather creeped out look in their face, with the gold provided by Wester, and head out, or they never return.
All you hear in the distance is "fuck."
Wow.
Never,
Do
to,
you know,
never to return from the void, it seems.
do you know if going in bigger groups increases their chances of returning, or have you seen
Well,
any lone heroes return?
gee, I don't know. Let me
You cut out again.
go ask them. Oh, he says, "Gee, I don't know. Let me go ask them real quick." And then he kind of looks off to a distant field that has wind blowing through it, and he says,
A fucking
"No,
graveyard.
no." Well, it's just an empty field, and he just says, No,
None
I
of
have
them
no
have
clue."
returned.
Son of a bitch, we're fucked.
Says, "No, I have No earthly idea. It's up to you, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't bother me either way, you know. I don't really have any business adventuring, you know. Just
I'm
just
just here for the
okay.
sights.
Yeah,
Just
just
a tourist. You're a wanderer. She's a tourist. I'm sure meeting
yeah.
her can come up with an excuse to not deal with their problems.
So he gets a little like ratherly confused look on his face. He says, "Well, I guess good fucking luck with whatever that's supposed to mean." And, uh,
Good fucking luck to you too, and I walk
okay, fair enough. But he continues down this trail to the minor exchange, seeming to leave the scene.
off.
For the record, in this town, fucking is just an additive, a part of the language.
I assume so. What else could it
Um,
mean?
Perhaps one may never know. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and pick up with Maladin and Pugnat, as he said his name was. As you quest to go to Barthen's Provisions, you pass right. Your path goes right across where you see the Stonehill Inn that seems rather populated currently. As you see these two previously described people go in, followed by the bard that was playing music on your travel, and then a disgruntled orc, and then yeah, that's about it.
Wait, we left
Ronald.
first, I thought.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you saw none of that shit then.
So, fuck them.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But you hit the Barthen's Provisions. You see this gnome following you while not asking you very direct questions. It's almost giving you kind of like a low key play by play of like some of the actions you do. He's like, right, so what brings you to Fandolin? And if you don't answer, he's like, okay, silence is a good.
No, I'm not gonna be an asshole to him. I'm gonna give
Okay,
him, like, at least, like, vaguish answers, alright?
okay, absolutely. Then on your path, he says, what brings you to Fandolin?
Just wandering. Nothing brings me here. Nothing
Oh, right.
specific.
Yes, you're wandering, right? I see. Wandering from where?
From nowhere important.
Nowhere important. Is that like north?
Honestly, Chief, I have no idea where the fuck I am. Alright,
That's
I'm
not
gonna
a
flip
bit
the
your backstory,
I'm
Chief.
gonna flip the questions on him, by the way,
Okay, sure, absolutely.
because you look like a gnome with a lot of heavy equipment that doesn't know what he's doing. What is your
Oh,
intentions here?
oh, oh. Well, I guess it's a little. I wouldn't call it a vacation, but getting away from my homeland. Parents are very adamant about clerics. They are clerics. They worship very intensely. And I was told I was supposed to be a cleric. I don't really want to be a cleric, if I'm honest. I hope to prove myself, I guess, become an adventurer, look into these quests, perhaps the dragon myself.
The dragon.
Yes, the dragon on Icepeak Peak.
So that's why half the buildings are brand fucking new compared to the foundation.
Well, no, actually, that's been recent renovations. This used to be like a very big uh, merchant's guild almost kind of situation. A lot of different travelers would come through here, and all that stuff back in the day. Of course, this is from archaeologists, but yeah, it seems like a good place to sit down for them. And after years and being abandoned, some people, including our town master Harbin Wester, he seemed to. Well, I'm new. Their town master Harbin Wester seemed to start to build up this place again.
So the dragon has been here for how long?
From what I can tell, it's relatively new issue. They've built quite a bit up, and then it started with kind of a wintry, awkward period going on, followed by a lot of elk and other nature fleeing the mountain, and then it began to fly around provocatively. One
So
might say.
the season right now is abnormal, so to speak.
Very, yes.
So we can
Yep.
assume that it is an ice dragon of some kind.
It is a known fact that it is a white dragon. How
I,
did you
as
hear of this
someone,
place?
I didn't. I have stumbled across it. Thank you very much. Again, I am wondering.
Oh, I see. So just out of sheer curiosity, do you know of Phandalin by pure circumstance?
I have stumbled upon this place. I didn't know the name until you just said it, or
Right.
until the elf dude earlier said it.
I see. Okay. That's rather shocking. And we'll say by that time you have reached Barthen's provisions doorstep. As mentioned before, you kind of looking through the windows see different wooden shelves that contain a lot of just what would be considered general goods.
Okay,
So
so
includes you see like a section for backpacks, fire starters.
my point in
Uh,
coming here was looking around and seeing if there was any shit that I didn't already have.
it seems to be very full of generic equipment. So if
Okay,
there was, for instance, like s- weapon or something you were looking into, they may have one or two in stock, but the rest of it is stuff you would most commonly find in starting equipment sections of stuff. In fact, let me cross reference this. I think it's mainly full of, let's see. Yeah, it has a supply of armors and weapons, which are all for sale for interested buyers. Uh, and then there's also that's oh wait, sorry, wrong section. Whoops. It's a shelves of general stock store of most ordinary goods and supplies, including backpacks, bedrolls, rope, and rations.
okay,
There are, in fact, no weapon or armor. I apologize.
okay.
Uh, but most adventuring gear is here, with the exception of items that cost more than 25 gold, which
S-
that's more for me than you.
So we noticed all this shit by just looking in the window, right?
Yes, you do not see weapons inside. You do not see anything
Worth of
relatively
note.
expensive. Yes, worth of note. It's just if there was something that you would want, perhaps like even game traps or manacles and stuff like that, they perhaps are in there. But anything special is not within this store. It seems to be very generic.
Okay. So we are now going to start walking to the town master's hall.
Okay, sounds good.
As
Uh,
I assume we continue our conversation with the gnome.
yes, he. And instead of coming up with small talk, I'll kind of give a basis of what he's gonna begin to question you about. He seems more interested in what you do know about anything, and what I mean by that is he seems. Well, I'll tell you what. Roll an insight check if you don't mind, because I'm giving away a lot of information for free, and I forgot there's a check for this.
Oh, by the way, Sarah is going to let her dogs out 5 minutes tops, which
I see.
was a minute ago.
Okay, sounds good.
And
So
I'm still
we'll
here.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello.
Well, you two are in the same area, so we'll probably get to the inn after he goes to the town
So what kind of
masters.
check?
Insight.
Insight.
Yes.
We have an 8.
Okay, so the main thing you get from him is he does seem confused, and does seem to be just giving you general questions about uh, Fenelon and other areas locally. It's just something of note that like I'm not going to sit here and like have an in-depth
Yeah,
discussion about what you do and do not know, but that
yeah.
seems to be the basis of it. Is like, okay, not necessarily where are you from, because you've already asked that and gotten kind of an abrasive answer, but it does seem to be more located on uh, where have you been, what have you been up to, and stuff like that.
I have been nowhere doing not much.
Okay, fair enough. So the more questions he asks and the more answers you get, he does seem to get more confused. But with that, you guys do eventually get to the town master's hall. As I said, it is a fairly shockingly reinforced building with the weird mechanism on the front and that wooden board outside. But yeah, it seems relatively not bland, I wouldn't say.
I still wish to ask him if he is ready to risk his life in this adventure, or what he's here for. Prove himself as an adventurer, so to speak.
Oh, this the gnome?
Yes.
He says, "Well, I'm prepared to make a good name for myself, and I hope all goes well. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do what I can do." And he
So
seems
your
very cheery.
your first adventure. Am I to assume this is his first adventure?
Well, you would yes, well, yes. Um,
Your first adventure is to do what, so to speak?
help a town in need and show them that I am more than I guess I've been told I am.
The need in question being the slaying of a dragon, correct?
That's not quite on the table for me yet.
Okay.
Uh, but I thought I would start simple and like help the townspeople. Perhaps if there's a coyote attacking their animals or livestock, or occasionally helping them with I don't know if there's bandits in this area, but if there's bandits, helping with bandits.
Uh,
And as I noticed when we came in here, right at the base of this building, in fact, there is
a
a
message board of opportunities.
that is perfectly put. Yes, indeed.
Perfect. That's why I'm here. I wish to look for something to do for money.
Okay, absolutely. So you go up to this board. It seems not necessarily kept, if that makes sense, but it does seem to have
Modern
post.
information.
Yes, yeah, it does indeed have various papers, kind of iron python hammered into it. But there are 3 current papers on it if you would like to kind of read them.
All right, let's read them.
Okay, so the first one, they're all kind of a paragraph of what is needed, but this is what it says. The first one says excavation on it. It says dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here and have been working an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them, then return to Town Master Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 50 gold. The second paper reads Gnomengard. Says a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountain to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them. If you bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourself, Townmaster Harbin Wester will pay you 50 gold for it.
Okay. First paper. Which direction? What is it? Southwest?
It said southwest.
Perfect. Okay.
Southwest of here. The second one says a mountain within the southeast.
Okay.
Yes, a network of caves in the mountains to the southeast.
Yes.
Okay. The final says Umbridge Hill. It says the local midwife, an acolyte of Sean T named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandalin. With dragon sightings becoming more common, it's not safe for her to be alone. Urge Adabra to return to Phandalin. Once she's safe, visit Town Master Harbin Wester to claim a reward of 25 gold.
Which direction is that in?
Directly south.
Okay. Fuck. As I look at the board, I'm literally going to say fuck. Or
Okay.
the D&D version of fuck.
clockworks. As you kind of curse under your breath, you do hear Pugnat to himself kind of go, "Oh, can he not read?"
No, I wish
But
to. How breaking, so to speak, our meta here. I probably need someone fucking else for this. I was going to send him off to the second job that seems the least dangerous, so he doesn't get himself killed, and I was going to go warn the dwarves.
you were gonna warn the dwarves. Okay. Would you mind rolling just quickly a investigation check? We'll say.
Fucking one? Are you kidding me? It bumps up to a 6.
Okay. You see some cuts and tatters across this paper, but nothing specific.
Fuck.
But yeah, if you wish to speak to Pugnat, you may.
Hey, buddy, can you read these to me, please?
Absolutely. We have excavation. It says prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have been working on an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. Oh, that's neat.
Cool.
They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. I wonder how they don't know.
All right, so
Uh,
a warning.
oh,
All
it's
right.
saying take. Yeah, it's saying take this warning to them, and then return to Harbin Western to collect a gold or a reward of 50 gold.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to continue reading?
Yes, continue. I wish to know what all these are.
Absolutely, sure. The second one says Nomengard. That is a settlement nearby. I see a lack of knowledge of the different areas already. Anyway, a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves to the mountains of the southeast. The gnomes of Nomengard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. That seems useful.
That especially considering you're a gnome.
Oh, well, I am a different
A different
variation.
race, but you are still you can at least relate to them better than my ass can.
Uh, uh, Perhaps I do seem to be a little less blunt, I
Abrasive?
might say. Abrasive. Yes, that's a 3-syllable word. Yeah.
Perfect. All
Uh,
right. For
it says get whatever you can from them if you bring back something useful and don't want to give it to Harbin Western for 50 gold.
will I trust you to make the right decision as you wish to be an adventurer off of pure fucking morality, good sir.
It seems like a very a bold start, but yeah, I very well could.
I fucking trust you. All right.
Okay, and this third one says Umbridge Hill. It says the local midwife, an acolyte of Shanti named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of the hill a few miles south of Phandalin. That sounds dangerous.
It does. So does
Uh,
the fucking first
with
one.
with dragon sightings becoming more common, it's not safe. Oh, okay, they know that. Urge Adabra to return to Phandalin. Once she's safe, visit the townmaster Harvin Wester to claim a reward of 25 gold. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so we have to 2
Um,
warnings and 1 get fucking equipment.
well, I wonder. It says the acolyte Adabra Gwyn. Her name was on a sign in front of the general store.
Well, I didn't fucking notice. All right, so
Oh, was she? Well, it was mainly for healing potions, but it did say out of stock.
okay, well, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. All right,
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, since you wish to be an adventurer,
Okay.
the plan here is you go back to the inn.
Okay.
I want you to ask anyone if they can do the first mission, and I want you, since you have a much better insight, and ask anyone if they wish to accompany you, so to speak. Anyone perhaps you see in town
Okay.
who is not as abrasive as I am, who could potentially
Okay.
help you in this endeavor to go on the second mission. And I'm going to go ahead and do the third mission so we can go ahead and do this because this seems a rather urgent.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good idea. Do you would you mind handing them to me? you see the board is about 5 feet tall, and he is
Yes, I will happily hand you to
they
them.
seem pinned at the very top of said board.
Whoever nailed these up was an asshole.
Uh, Perhaps I don't know them, so
I can guess. Here you go. I can't investigate or shit, but I can guess. Here you go.
sure, sounds good. As you hand them to him, he kind of like holds them in both hands, and as he says, "Okay," he turns and begins to run a little bit.
And
But you see one of his
I'm gonna
big metal boots kind of gets in his way, and he kind of falls and face plants on the gravel. But immediately kind of stands up, dusts off his face, a little red-eyed, and continues kind of in a far less jaunty sprint towards the inn.
I'm gonna yell at him. Good luck, my friend.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And you are left alone with the one listing on the board left, I think.
Perfect. The third one, right?
Yes, the Umbrage Hill.
Perfect.
And for those interested, let me do this. Just for those that are not there, just so they have this reference later, because I don't want to repeat it 48 times. There.
Apologies if I'm screwing up your story, by the way. I'm trying to do what would
Oh,
ideally
no
fit
worries.
in what I see my character actually doing.
No, it's all good. You're not messing up the story much at all. It's just unique that all of you are in different directions, so I'm having to.
Perfect.
That's all good. Yeah. So with that, you take the third one, and where do you head from there?
I head in direction that good sir told me to go, because clearly I can't read for shit.
Okay. He said,
South, I
and that
believe.
wasn't. Yeah, and that wasn't me saying your character can't read. That was his
That
assumptions
that was my
to him.
no, that was my role saying I couldn't read for shit.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sure, absolutely. So you start heading directly south.
In the direction I believe that told me to go, yes.
Okay, sounds good. So we will catch up with you momentarily. So for the rest of you that are in the inn, uh, and thus I'll say for sake of everything, if you want to, you have returned to town by now, and you can rather go to the inn or look at the board or do whatever you'd like to. But for Pugnat's mission, you in the Stone Inn seem to walk in almost kind of partially through a conversation. And let's see, where is that at?
I don't have a figure, but I'm gonna use this little Pepsi bottle as me.
Okay, absolutely. You guys walk in and you see a 4'8" human at the table. And he seems to be
Right.
talking, and he's like, yes, so for a bed per night is 5 silver, and if you guys wish to eat in the morning, it's 1 silver per eat for food. And yes, would you guys like a room? And you see that the suspicious figure and this wizard seem to talk amongst each other, and eventually you see this elderly gentleman open up his pouch and place 5 gold. And they seem to, of course, be issued a key and head up to one of the rooms. The two of you have walked in right after. I think it's 2. No, it's just Sarah.
It's just me. Wait, I thought you said it was silver and they paid 5 gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. They did pay 5 silver. My apologies.
Okay, I thought he was just taking advantage of this old man. I was
No,
like,
no, no.
wow.
And
Okay.
a matter of fact, this old man almost reaches for 5 gold, and you see this shady figure beside him, kind of like reach out his hand and like cover him from putting the gold on the table, and then reach into the
Oh.
bag, get 5 silver, put it on the table, and then grab a key.
Okay.
But yeah, as they head up the stairs, he looks at you and he says, "Hi, yes. Can I help you, new adventurer?"
Hi, I hope so.
Okay. Yes. What do you need?
Well, I'm looking for a room, and I was wondering if you were looking for a performer tonight since I'm gonna be in town and I'm pretty good if I do say so myself.
Mm, Right. Well, I don't know if I can really help you out there. We are a very small establishment. I don't
Mhm.
see very
Yeah.
many individuals.
Yeah.
So it'd be playing music to a very
Uh-huh.
vacant room full of no people.
No, but here's the thing, because my music's pretty good, I can do pretty much any genre, which means people are gonna hear it, come in, you get more business. Basically, you're gonna be making money by hiring me.
I just get back. Is she trying to get a job as an entertainer?
Kind of. Would you mind rolling? I'll say for this one, persuasion with disadvantage.
I would love to run a roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay.
Dang it.
Thank God.
Is that a 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So he looks at you, he kind of scratches his beard and he's like, "Well, I enjoy music, I'll admit. But I'm afraid there wouldn't be many patrons. If you would like to, I guess you could fill this area with music. Let's say I don't have a lot of to pay. Would you like a discount on a room, perhaps?
Hmm, I guess that would be alright.
Okay. Well, our normal fee is 5 silver. Uh,
Ouch. Okay.
how about hmm? I want to. I don't know what's in my budget. Would
How about 2?
two?
I'm
Um.
sure you could swing that. I could
Well,
swing that. It's a win-win.
I'll say this. It can be, I guess, 4 silver and then 3 meals a day, or it could be 2 silver for a room, and any food needed would be paid for as needed. I guess would be the best term to say.
I'll take the first offer. That seems fair to me.
So 4 silver for a room a night, and then 3 meals.
Sure. 3
Okay.
meals a day.
Yes, yes, that sounds lovely. So I'm assuming you would like a room, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um. Well, I have currently 4 rooms available. And about as he's speaking to you, you see this annoyed-looking orc walk in. And he kind of, while talking to you, he hears that he's talking about like the 5 silver a night thing. The orc slams down 5 silver on the table, kind of takes the current key within the gentleman's hands, and then begins to walk upstairs. He says, "Right, so I have 3 rooms available,
I'll
and
take the nicest one.
the nicest they are all similar."
Okay. I'll
I'll
take the
take.
nicest one.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess there's one with a window.
Oh,
Is
that's charming. I'd love that.
Okay, sure. Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, that
You
will
are
be.
just so kind.
Thank you.
There's a
You're
real
welcome.
fucking dichotomy between players here.
Yes, so I will give you this key in my hand if you just give me the 4 silver.
And I do.
Okay, sounds good. He's like, awesome, pleasure doing business with you. You can, I guess, proceed to perform maybe tonight,
Mhm.
starting. And yes, that is good for now. I would say you could plan your nights ahead of time, but I hope to see you again, but uh, we have a bad luck when it comes to returning patrons.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yes, the quests available by our town master seem to be difficult for the average adventurers.
Well, I'm not an adventurer, so maybe I'll fare better.
Perhaps if you'd like to look, uh,
Bunch
Yes.
of bunch of fucking tourists come to this town doing fucking nothing.
Oh, that's a flat out lie by me, by the way.
Oh, I bet. If you want to roll deception, you may. But that's if you want to convince him and him agree with you, or if you want to like have that as a side comment towards him.
I don't care if he believes me or not.
Okay, sounds good. Then no roll needed. But he goes, okay, yes, well, okay. Pleasure doing business with you. If you're willing to look into the quests, they're on the board out at the town master hall. And by that time, you see uh, this. You hear heavy footsteps
Clank, clank,
up the
clank, clank, clank,
up
clank.
the stairs of this inn, followed by a bump against the door, followed by a short reprieve, and then the door kind of opens. You see this gnome that was on the caravan with you, kind of rubbing his forehead a bit. But
Oh
in his
boy.
hand, he has two pieces of paper. Seeing that the area is kind of empty except for two people, kind of looks out, takes a deep breath, and he says, help?
Oh, I should have
Oh.
gave him a script. Fuck.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to give him a smile.
It, he clunks forward and he goes, my name is Pugnat Glisselsprig. I'm trying to investigate some things going on in the town and become an adventurer.
Uh-huh.
There were three quests. These two were given to me to look into by uh, Maladin. He seems to be taking care of the third one, but
The
I don't.
Githyanki.
Yes, yeah. He doesn't say Githyanki. He says your name because he knows your name now.
The green motherfucker. Because no one else knows.
That's true. And he says, would you like to go to a excavation site or gnome regard to help me on my quest? There was a third one to Umbridge Hill in the south, but he seems to be taking care of it.
Can I see those papers?
Yeah, sure. He hands you both of them.
She rolls an investigation check. She can't read for shit either.
The investigation check was for something different. You can read.
Oh dear. Fuck.
Oh, these seem easy.
Maybe they're both kind of in individual paths. I think Maladin kind of took the simplest. He's going to warn the potion maker of the dragon and making sure she comes to town.
The dragon?
Okay.
I'm making sure she comes to fucking town?
Yeah, because the dragon is in the area and it's not safe for her to be alone anymore.
The fucking dragon?
Safe for him to be
No,
alone.
no. He said that the
Okay.
potion maker.
Okay.
Did I cut out?
You said the dragon making sure she was ready to come to town.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I said the potion maker of the dragon.
guys, I'm bringing Armageddon.
Lights.
Good luck.
It's like
Okay.
a plea deal. You just throw the village under the crosshairs.
Most of them seem simple. It's talking to dwarves, talking to gnomes, or talking to this lone acolyte in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Well, I sure do like talking to people, so can I be back by tonight?
Most likely, yes, if you'd like to go on a quest.
Okay, let's go.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, sure. That works. He will take the two papers. He
Oh,
says,
I'm not giving them back.
oh, okay. Well, it said, Paladin said that the Gnomon Guard one would probably be the easiest since I'm a gnome. I'm a forest gnome compared to being a rock gnome, but nonetheless, uh, yeah. So
You're
I'm planning to head. Is that southeast?
Okay. Well, why don't you handle that one? I'll handle the other one, and then we'll be totally fine.
Okay. I guess so. Do you think it's Yeah, sure. And he kind of can I at least have the paper back or
I'll give him the paper back.
okay, thank you. I need to kind of keep my bearings on where I'm heading.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, well, guess I'll head that direction now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. He begins to walk outside.
And would it be okay? So I was kind of walking in that direction. If I do just bump into him on my way into the tower.
So yeah, so from the inside you hear the door shut and two heavy set steps onto the stairs, followed by a couple of loud thuds. From the outside, Callie, your character sees this very exhausted from walking gnome walk out kind of bashfully, looking at this paper, not paying attention necessarily to where he's stepping. So he takes 2 steps down, and then proceeds to fall down these stairs, and kind of, at the very bottom, kind of flatten out with this paper in his hand kind of showing upward.
I think I will kind of try to go help him up.
Okay, absolutely. So he's a little bit heavy because he's wearing a lot of armor, but
Yeah.
eventually, with your help, he kind of gets up. It is a very longer than should be process. He seems to be a little bit discoordinated.
You better
Uh,
watch your step there, friend.
Thank you. Would you like to go to Nomengard with me?
My, that's a bit forward. Why?
We have to warn the gnomes might have something useful to defeat the dragon, and I think it would be good to bring back to town.
Oh, okay. So you're from Nomengard, and you're
Uh,
okay. I can understand.
well,
Yeah.
I'm not from Nomengard, but I'm
Why are you
going
trying to help Nomengard?
because the quest says to do so. And
Oh,
this man named Maladin off of the caravan, he was relatively nice. Said he was going to take care of an issue happening at Umbridge Hill, south of here. So he's walking there alone into the barren area. He sent me to Nomengard, and he said to find help with the dwarven excavation quest that has been handed off to uh, the person inside. I didn't catch their name necessarily.
of
I'm Pugnat, by the way.
oh yes. I'm Lou. Pleasure to meet you. And I do shake his hand, pretty firmly.
Okay.
Aren't you 6'2"? I
Enough.
like no.
Another
I
person
crouch
hurts the
down to
gnome.
shake his hand. I
uh,
crouch down to shake his hand to meet him at
okay.
eye level.
Chase kind of beating me to the punch. Even as delicate of a handshake as you wish to give him, he does kind of coil in a little bit of pain. Because
Is your hand okay?
yes, it's probably sore from earlier. I'm sure of it. Right. Well, uh, would you like to help me in Nomengard or?
Sure, why not?
Awesome. Would you like to travel together or meet me there?
I think we ought to travel together. You look a little worse for wear, not to offend.
You look a little tiny.
You look a little tiny
You
and
look
squishy.
bad.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'll be going now. Um,
All right.
I'd like to
and he kind
I'd like to reiterate that I did say find anyone also you pass by in town who may be interested.
Oh, I see. It's just you did mention the inn specifically
Yeah,
first, right? So,
I did mention the inn specifically, and then I said also anyone that might pass you by in town.
okay, sounds good. He doesn't seem to acknowledge like any form of danger, I'll say. So he seems to think of it as just like a diplomatic mission and that he should be good enough for it.
Fucking idiot.
But yeah, so he begins to head southeast, and I'll put a question mark on that, but we'll get to that momentarily.
I
Uh,
believe wasn't Southeast it?
Southeast is correct, but that is saying that he navigates correctly. But we'll
Oh
get
yeah.
get to that momentarily. Dust, what is your character up to currently?
Well, after my abysmal opportunity in the little grove, or cops. It probably is more like.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass through town,
Hmm.
over to the forest on the right side of the town instead to try my luck over there. But I
Okay.
will drop by the general goods store on my way.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you just peering in, or are you going inside?
I am going to sell.
You are going to sell. Okay. Sounds good. Walking in, you are met with. See, where is that? Yeah. So you're met by a balding human man of middle age. He is standing at the clerk's desk, and you see a couple of younger. I'm not gonna say kids, but like around teenage age. That seem to kind of be sitting in a chair, fiddling their thumbs for the time being. But yes, he seems to be standing at the front. And he's like, "Hello, welcome to Barthen's Provisions. May I help you?"
Yes, I would like to sell my 20 pounds of rations.
20 pounds of rations.
It's all fucking like lettuce for the rabbit. It's nothing but carrots.
Well, I
No,
hmm.
carrots have too high of a sugar content. Those would kill me.
Ooh.
He kind of thinks it over and he says, "Well, we're not really in need of rations currently. Well, I guess I could start by asking what you wish to sell these for. Like, do you have a price in mind? May I ask why you're selling a good pounds of rations?"
Well, I'm a bit of a scavenger myself. I don't quite need them.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. Back to the secondary part, I assume. What price do you have for these rations that you're willing to part with?
Oh, just a few gold should be more than fair enough, I think.
um, a few gold.
It is 10 days worth of rations, and that's eating well.
Right, but the average rations. As I scroll through the page to the search bar, type in rations.
Yeah, 20 pounds of rations, 10 days is worth 5 gold, so I think asking for a few gold isn't considering he already has a lot, I'm getting below market value.
That's
This
true. So you have how many days worth?
10 days,
You have 10 days.
this man
which is
has done his
equivalent to 5
research.
gold.
Yeah,
Well,
which
no,
is
it tells you in the inventory how much it's worth. So
yeah, I see. Um, so you're asking for how much?
a few gold.
A few
So
gold.
yeah, I don't know how much they currently have, so I'm just leaving it open and seeing what I can get.
I see. If you wouldn't mind rolling a persuasion check for me.
Sure.
Okay, an 11 solid. He looks at you and he's like, a few gold. Well, I guess that is a rather generous price. So would well, I'll ask: is 2 gold? Does that suffice?
How about 3 in trade?
That's a rather steep climb, in my opinion. I think small town. I mean, we need rations, but like we have a dealer come through the coaster every now and again. I think I'm fairly well off. I think 2 gold is all I'm really willing to part with in this circumstance.
I suppose that's fair.
Okay, sure. And he puts 2 gold on the table.
Okay, I will give
Says,
him all of the rations.
okay, sounds good. And as you kind of pile them out of his backpack, your backpack, he says, "So, what brings you to Phandalin?"
This is Zach trying to spread the story to as many characters as he can.
I'm trying. There's certain circumstances that already occur, but
uh, fuck, I'm drunk.
We can tell.
What?
I'm traveling the area in search of a wandering, well, best leave that unsaid. Mostly just perusing at the moment, I should say.
Oh, I see. Does it have anything to do with perhaps a old stone lighthouse?
Oh no, I'm looking for a person, not a place.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I've heard west of Fanlin on the coast there's an old stone lighthouse, and the ships are drawn to it, gleaming tower like moths to a flame, and are doomed to crash upon its rocks. The wrecks must be filled with treasure, if you ask me. But it sounds like a place to find if you're looking for people, a person.
Could be promising. I
Uh,
suppose I might have to take a look.
I mean, perhaps, yeah. It's like I said, west of Fanlin on the coast, so do with that what you will. We also have the taskmaster or town blah 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 blah.
What out
It,
of the way
the
information?
the
Don't be drunk one, apparently.
town master places quests if you're looking for a little bit of gold between there. In it, I'll tell you what, has quite a bit more than a couple golds worth in its bounty.
That does sound promising. And does the lighthouse have a port city with it, or is it just a small dock?
It seems to be abandoned from the first civilization. If you ask me, I don't know how its beacon is so lit, but
Hmm.
it's drawing people into an inevitable crash. Sadly, the landscape has changed quite a bit since it was used back in the day, and a bit of fog caused by the ice leading into the ocean and evaporating seems to cause a little bit of an issue visually, where they cannot stop and eventually crash.
Okay. I'd like to look around the shops and see exactly what he has in stock.
Sounds good. As stated before, you see backpacks. Uh, where was that list? I know, add to it a little bit.
No
Does he have
weapons.
any sort of ingredients or maybe even darts?
He does have darts. I'm sorry, no, he does not have darts because he has weapons. If you ask him, he would tell you that the Lion Shield coaster may have weaponry, armor, and darts. As for herbal ingredients, he says he does not normally take care of that stuff, but next time Adabra Gwyn is in town, he will uh, give her a little note that someone is looking for herbs.
I would appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Sounds good. And if you wish to go to her before us, she lives directly south of Phandalin. She has her own little windmill going on. So
Okay. So I'd like to, whenever I leave his shop, instead of heading to the forest to the right like I was planning, I'll head south instead.
okay, sounds good. You see a gnome and the other established individual from the caravan heading in a similar direction, but not necessarily. He seems to be the gnome with this map, or well, this paper. He does not have a map. He seems to be specifically reading the paper and going off of that. He kind of leans down to read this, starts heading south, and then will correct himself by taking 2 steps to the left. But as soon as he puts his paper back or his face back into this paper to continue, he starts going south again.
Okay, so clearly out of, like, sheerly out of curiosity, considering that they're going southeast and there's literally no trail to the southeast, is he just
Yes.
walking through the fields and, like, the farms?
Uh, kind of, yes.
Do
Yeah.
you ask him this?
No, like, I'm just, like, because I can see them doing it, he says. So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get an idea for, like, what I'm seeing here. Okay,
Yeah.
no, I think I'll just continue down the southward from the Miners Trail.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So you head in
So,
that direction.
quick question since I was BRB.
Uh-huh.
What did the fucking bard decide to do?
Uh, the bard took the final bounty, but I do not know if they had it out on it yet.
Okay.
Because they were given the excavation quest to read over. He, as said earlier, Pugnat informed them of his decision to go after Nomengard and your decision to go over to the Umbrage Hill. But he did not give much information other than that. But
Okay.
the bard decided to take one of the quests from him, leaving him with no vanguard, said, "You got it, bud," and then sent him on his way,
Great.
in which he crumpled down the steps, got found by the final member of our party.
And didn't the bard keep both
Ooh.
pieces of paper? So how would the gnome look at both
Right,
or
yeah,
a
No,
piece
no,
of paper?
she gave him the Nomengard quest back.
Okay, that's the last bit of information I heard is that she kept fucking both.
Oh, it's so good, yeah. But yes. What did the bard do, if I might ask?
I think I'm gonna wait and like pretend to read it for like 10 minutes. If no one comes into the inn, I'm just gonna go alone. But if someone else goes to the inn, I'm gonna ask them to go with me because I'm scared.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
don't you have an orc, a wizard, and a rogue in the inn with you?
Yeah, they
Uh,
all went to their rooms.
Yeah, they all did go to their rooms.
so good fucking luck.
Yeah, so you are sitting kind of at the bottom of the inn, this open floor plan. You're kind of facing a window kind of to the south direction. So you do see people heading in a similar direction to where the Dwarven excavation quest is. But you do see Pugnat doing his best to head to a southeastern direction. And you see the Haragon from the trail heading southward. But everyone seems to be already heading south or in bed. All the townsfolk seem to be resting for the night, or not necessarily resting, but turning into their houses to do chores and such.
Okay. Well, I'm going alone. I've got this.
Yeah. Oh, if it is
Uh,
turning night, can I just say that on my way, on my way southward,
Mhm.
could I use my oh, what's the name of it? It's part of my background. I can't remember the actual name of the thing.
Part of
Uh,
your background. Give me one moment. It's in background. It's in features and traits. No, it's not. It's in description. Are you talking about your wanderer?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Find food, fresh water for a total of 6 people each day. Just like gather food on the way out, since I just sold all my provisions.
Sure thing. It's not quite night yet. It's still midday. I misspoke. But you are heading down. If you would like to find food for like a lunch, you may, along with like fresh water.
Yeah, just so I have just so to pick up, I don't know, like forage on my way there, I should say.
Yeah, sounds good. Are you going to do it for like a full abundance for like 5 people, or are you just doing it for yourself since you're traveling alone?
I'm traveling alone. I'll just do it for myself. No need to waste more time than I need to.
Sounds good. Okay, so while you do so, eventually on the beaten path, you see the bard travel through. Sarah, you see the Haragon that was heading south, about mid trail leading into the unknown, kind of walk into like a forestry area and begin to pick up uh, berries and stuff. You, by chance, don't know if it's necessarily poisoned or not, but they seem to know what they are doing relatively easy. But you may continue on your path if you would like to, or if you would like to stop and talk to them, it's up to you.
I'm gonna stop and watch him for a second. Not like in a rude, starey way, but then kind of like a that's neat
Right.
sort of way.
Wait,
Okay.
Zach, did you say that I saw them come up?
Yeah, so you saw them walking down the path, and as you turn your back to kind of like pick berries and stuff, the you don't hear any more footsteps, and as you look back, you kind of see this bard, and I'm assuming kind of like hands on the hips stance, just kind of watching you in like not necessarily a manner of awe, but just like
Well,
in a
she is clearly super suspicious, so since the miner's trail heads southwest, I'm gonna head off the trail, like, directly south,
okay, sounds good. You watch this person pick some
and
berries.
try to lose her in the whatever the hell I'm walking into. Like, hilly,
Absolutely.
plains, whatever.
Yeah, sounds good. So you watch this Haragon figure picking berries, Sarah, and eventually at one of the bushes that has some stuff in it. Uh, are you doing it secretly, or are you not carrying dust?
I can run a stealth check if you want me to.
Well, I was saying if you were trying to do it stealthily, I would say you could rather do it where you're like, "Oh, look, this is a neat bush. There's more inside. Let me go get." And then it
Uh,
would be like a
n
performance check, or if you were trying to just discreetly disappear, it would be stealth.
just trying to, like, vanish. I just don't want to deal with her more than I have to.
Okay, sounds good. Let Let me go back to the campaign so I can see that roll.
Fuck off,
Oh,
Bard.
here, what am I rolling? I wasn't.
You would be rolling stealth.
Okay.
Oh.
If you would mind, what is your passive perception, Sarah?
14.
It's a 14. So I'll say, Dust, your character feels like you're pretty stealthy. You kind of walk around a bush, and then make yourself small as you back away and try to head into the brush. It takes you a minute, Sarah, but your character kind of watches them walk around the bush, and then there's like a long pause where you do not see them like go around or move to another bush. But in the distance, you do hear something kind of clearing through some of the foliage away from you.
Okay, bye.
I'm not gonna lie.
Sounds
I
good.
like the idea of him trying to be stealthy and her just tracking him the entire time.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Welcome to the D&D for Chase's stream, where
Where we cut out.
none of the party wants to go in the same direction.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
Trying.
I
I
was-
tried.
I'm following my character's actions, honestly.
oh, it's all good.
Yeah, like to be clear, like my character is a loner. Like I
I
actively
understand.
avoid people.
We all fucking chose
trying.
loners. Fuck.
I'm trying to make friends. I went to the inn. I talked to people.
You told the gnome to go off on his own.
You told him to
didn't
fuck
like the
off.
gnome. Me and the elf.
The only
were gonna-
person who's actively not rejecting people is Callie.
Kelly scares them. I don't need to. I'm just
I will
thinking,
name one person so far that they have scared off.
the orc. They were like, if you want to leave, just
Well,
go.
I'm
And he was like,
so
okay.
Uh,
And then we followed them.
Scaring
He was
around.
already antisocial to begin with. She didn't scare it, and he just left.
Yeah, I think it less scared
He's
them,
literally
and more
coming up
annoyed them.
Infatuation with me.
DVD anti-social edition or D&D.
D&D.
Fucking kill me.
Okay.
Do it. Find me first.
I'm trying. I don't want to do this quest alone.
It's all
Whatever.
good.
I'll get
That's
along
why I
buddy.
left the most dangerous one to fucking whoever was left. Good luck.
I do like how since I haven't even like looked at the town board, I'm just doing my own thing instead of doing a quest at
You
all.
see-
Well, to be
See,
fair, the
I'm
town
not-
port is empty.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
gonna-
true. If I went by there, it'd just be gone.
So I'm not gonna say anything about what specifically, and I'm gonna say we're probably gonna call it here just because we have 15 minutes left, and you
Yeah.
guys will be getting into scenarios soon. There's something about the general discussion you just had that is severely incorrect, but it is very comical on what it is.
Fuck.
But yes, so that
I'm
is
scared.
good. So that
Oh.
is no.
I think maybe I have an inclination of what you might be talking about, and I really hope I'm right because that would be really funny.
If you want to,
I'm gonna DM you.
yes, please do. And we'll pause a bit. But with that, I am going to ask, since we are kind of closing, is there any questions, comments, concerns about the session so far, and any things you would like changed between now and the future?
I have a
No.
concern.
Okay.
Dust is mean to me.
How do you know that? How do you know
Okay,
that?
I-
Wants to be friends with me.
He hasn't been, he hasn't been near you the entire time.
It's okay. I'll go
Number one-
take care of Dust and replace him with an anomaly.
I
would
mean, hey, you had the chance to replace me with a gnome, and you turned him away.
I did not like the gnome. Let me make that very clear.
Like,
The
I
gnome got nerves.
I made relative friends with the gnome.
I'm actively adventuring with the gnome.
So how many
I-
people
I-
do we have heading southeast, south, and southwest?
So I'll, for the sake of everything, there is a mountain range at the south of Phandalin. So you guys are technically all being funneled up to a specific point into a single road.
Okay.
Did you put the herbalist shack in south just to get me down there instead of in the eastern forest?
No, so there is only one herbalist, and they are the one that lives southward. That
Okay.
So you are heading in the exact same location Chase is, just for different reasons. He has a quest that tells him he'll gain 50 gold, or I'm sorry, 25 gold for bringing her. You just want to meet an herbalist or discuss like herbalism with
Yeah,
someone.
I'm not gonna lie. My entire purpose has been so fucking altruistic as much as fucking possible. I have tried to help as many fucking people as possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh god. Good luck, Bard.
I'll be fine. I can just talk my way out of everything. You guys have to fight out of everything.
What's your
Who knows?
What's your fucking charisma check?
Well, I'm not telling you that.
I would expect that she has a passive charisma of 17.
Jesus.
Passive charisma.
Well, it has to be like a max 16,
Well, like
right?
a stat of 17, I should say.
It has to be a max of 16,
the-
right?
Oh, I'm stupid. Dust helped her with her sheet.
No, I know that my highest stat is 17. So I'm
Oh.
assuming that her highest stat is also 17.
I filled out everything on my own. Dust just made sure I was doing it correctly.
Am I the
I see.
only
Yeah.
am I the only fucking warrior we have?
No.
Okay.
I am a hybrid fighter healer. Well,
Okay.
I'm not even a healer till like level 3, so.
That's
make
Okay.
people like me. I'm like a ranged archery fighter, so yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
You're
you guys are
sucking.
good. Y'all are all set for the most part. Because normally you want a lot of tanks up front and then like a couple pseudo healers or even one pseudo healer to kind of keep them up. Which is kind of the thing you guys are going for, or you want like a designated healer, a couple squishy glass cannons and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And if I can ever get my hands on like any actual herbs, I can make healing potions to pick up the slack. So
That is true as well. I have
could
to
have
BRB, but I'll
helped
be
you.
back for questions momentarily.
I feel like we're actually going towards a semi decent build of good characters
I'm gonna
based
tell
off
you
that
right now,
information.
based on Scooby-Doo rules, we should not have split up. This was a bad decision.
Oh,
It-
always a bad idea to split
it-
apart.
At least one of us is going to die.
that's exactly what I was thinking the second Chase said, "Hey, Gnome, you go do this. You're single
Yeah.
level 1 cleric with no fucking combat ability or
Yeah.
understanding."
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I went based off of character as opposed to story.
That was dumb. Respectfully.
As
Actually, irrespectfully.
as
Aggressively. That was
a-
dumb.
as my first D&D experience, fuck off.
You've seen Scooby-Doo!
It's fine. I'm not going to investigate. Worst comes to worst, I'll fucking hide.
Technically, you did investigate that board.
And
so you
I've
haven't-
failed. I am the
Yeah.
Scooby of fucking everything. I'm the dog. I'll live. Don't worry.
Okay. That's the only reason I went alone, is because I couldn't fight them anyway. But it doesn't matter if I have a fighting
Well,
build, I would be dead.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
mean, technically, you could have just gone and like knocked on the door of somebody else. Like you have
Yeah.
the charisma to drag them out of their room and take
But
them
that
with you.
seems mean.
I'm
I was gonna try to get you.
not gonna lie. My fucking
You
idea right
played
now.
over a gnome and then shoot him away.
Did you notice the gnome? Because
I'm-
Zach told me it was reasonable to assume that nobody else noticed.
All right, so like
You know I have a high perception stat, right? Like I have a +5 to perception rolls.
Well, I'm assuming you know nothing about that.
IRL talk. Am I really fucking our entire squad over?
Yeah, you're like, one of us is probably going to die or get
You
caught
aren't
up.
fucking the entire squad over, but it was highly questionable to send the gnome off on his own.
Because
That's why I decided to go with the gnome. There's a vibe.
my entire purpose was I can likely survive by myself. The gnome
can't.
needs someone else, and worst case scenario, someone can either join me or can go by themselves, and maybe we'll all survive.
I mean, possibly, though I would argue that how do you survive on your own, technically speaking?
Just, I mean, fucking.
You are a fighter with no ability to like recover any sort of wounds.
Well, I'm not.
Sarah probably has some sort of song she can play to like
You
lighten the mood or
you
something and make
assume
you
I'm
feel
gonna
okay.
get into a fight.
Yes.
You're a fighter. That's literally your class.
Oh,
It's D&D. It's literally the game.
oh, well, I'm looking at my character. I'm going off of character action here.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put a lot more into roleplay next session once I have my backstory, like, because I've got a lot of the details hashed out. I just need to discuss the details with the DM.
Yeah.
Well, like what I
So-
discussed with Zach is like I pretty much figured out my character's like.
Don't give us details. We need to learn them
Well,
actually.
no. Like I figured out his way of thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I didn't so much discuss my background with Zach as I did send him like a picture of the sheet, and he said, "Yeah, you didn't fuck it up." I'm like, "Nice."
Good enough.
No, this is fun so far. I like the idea of making a story based off of characters so far.
Now we are just doing a horrible job at actually being a group.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
I'm trying.
Which I feel like
Get
it,
there.
I feel like is honestly fair based off the idea of character development as opposed to just let's all go to the fucking inn.
Well, I mean, typically,
That's DB or that's D&D.
Oh yeah, no, like
no. I mean, usually when I've played before, at least like we'll have 2 sets of 2 or like groups. Not everyone will be off doing their own thing. This is really bad because 1, we're all dangerous because it's alone, but 2, it's going to take way longer to get through sessions because we have to do each person's part individually.
I like how you say it's alone as you try to sneak away from the or no, Dust tries
That
to
was
sneak
me.
away
I
from
tried-
you.
It was not me.
she was standing there with her hands on her hips, staring at me, and I fucking left.
I'm not that intimidating.
Fuck off, Bard.
I'm a ukulele chick. Come on.
I'm not gonna
In
lie.
D&D terms.
I'm not gonna lie. I chose like the reason I did because I figured if I was going alone, it was the best option for survival.
I mean, what it sounds like is we're gonna end up the same place anyway, Chase. So
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So
The thing is, sir, you
bonus.
I
could-
mean,
No.
so
can't imagine-
technically speaking, the only person alone right now is Sarah.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Because you said fuck off, Bard.
Yeah, Carbo took the rando.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make friends here.
I was trying to make
I
friends
would
too,
like to
honestly.
make
We're
friends.
trying to make
without-
friends with the gnome.
To be fair,
Yeah, I know,
Carbo
I
was
should-
asleep when we first tried to make friends with the gnome.
Yeah. So I don't know he's weird. I just think he's clumsy and kind of bad at talking. I'm okay with that. I've dealt with worse people.
Yeah, like a weird rabbit.
Yeah. like
Oh yeah, your tiny little Pepsi can reminds me, Sarah. If you guys can find like a picture or something of like what you like your character should roughly look like, we can easily put out. Hold on, like something like.
Oh, like you
Hang on.
posted me.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
I
Well,
mean,
not-
that's
nothing
not even like technically you hit as a female, but like if you guys can get like a picture of what you think your person should look like, we can easily get like a little figure like that, like with a picture on them.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm like in the process of like designing and properly drawing my character, so
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
he's like I don't know if anyone's here has seen Saint Seiya.
Yes.
You
The new
have?
one, not the old one.
Oh, the new one's bad though. The Netflix one when they turned Shun into a girl.
I mean, I haven't seen the old one, so
Watch the original; it's so much better. Shun's like a guy for one.
So when should I end stream?
I mean,
That's up to you. Are you doing anything after Tabletop Simulator?
No, I was just wondering how much of like the after discussion we should have.
It's up to you. I mean, like I said, I'm here to answer questions, and if they're not related to D&D anymore, you can probably.
I think we pretty much like we don't really have questions so far as like a
have-
review.
That is true. I mean, but just so you all know, that's going to be a thing that we'll be able to do after every session because
Yeah.
I want you guys to enjoy it. And like I said, it's a module. There are things that I can modify to.
Dude, I'm having fun so far, honestly. It's a
Yeah,
very
I think I think we will like get more done in the next session too, though.
That is true. Yes, that's why I had to kind of cut you guys off early because like I'm already kind of concerned about like combat scenarios and stuff like that.
Me
But
too.
I
It's not
have
like we left the guard all on our own.
I have fucked over the entire team I know.
I mean,
How do
not the entire team. Carbo did go ahead and pick up the cleric,
I'll be okay.
and I'll end up with you because plot reasons.
what? What do you mean you fucked everyone over? Like what?
And
What do you have
I
dignifying?
I was told I fucked the entire team over by pulling a Scooby-Doo and splitting up. All right.
Sarah's words. Sarah's words.
You're right.
I mean, it's not necessarily like fucking up. Like I have a secondary plan to get you guys all back together, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, the only person who didn't make an effort to talk with anybody is me.
But like, we'll see.
Like, he actually found the cleric in the first place after Sarah, like, bereft him multiple times.
I was
The-
once.
This motherfucker said, "I saw you ignore the gnome. I'm going to now ignore you and try to sneak away."
No, like, that was just because she was fucking standing there staring at me. Like, of course I fucking left. She was being creepy.
Hands on
You're
the
a
hips, about to
rabbit, be
berate you.
weird.
It's a cultural difference, Sarah. Where
Being-
you're from, they don't have Paragon, apparently.
So,
I'm
dude,
also a little scared that I'm going to die, and I would really like to avoid that.
I'm not going.
She's half elf. Her ancestors probably kept me as fucking pets, you monster.
Oh, harder.
I'm full elf.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
have a rabbit.
Oh, you're
Like-
full elf. Oh, her ancestors definitely kept Paragon as pets. Those monsters.
My
Not to mention a full high elf.
Yo,
Oh, I'm the worst.
I am
Like-
actually scared though.
no, wait. Her ancestors probably didn't keep Paragon as pets. If they had, the second they realized they were in any way intelligent, they would have killed them off.
oof.
Oh,
I mean,
of course.
maybe. Who knows?
I'm not gonna lie. As the only intoxicated one here, I feel like Zach. I have tried my best character-wise to also keep people alive.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
Sarah
like I said,
says,
like everyone needs to pursue their own endeavors and everything. There's a slight bit of railroading that will have to happen naturally to not necessarily force you guys together, but to keep you guys
that's
in the same route. So it's not like every session's like, okay, first 45 minutes is this person, second 45 minutes is, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of why I sent the gnome off by himself. Is that like that way I can be by myself? It's like it fits the character, and it also I feel like I can survive best, and
Yeah,
like
speaking
everyone
of
else can
railroading-
survive themselves.
Right.
Uh,
Do you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Just sheerly out of curiosity, were there any plot points that could have led us north away from the rest of the group?
Let me look real quick.
Just because it would have been hilarious if one of us landed on it.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause there are.
I kind of
there's-
force people's hands.
Because we're already heading away from the town southward anyway, basically, so it doesn't matter by this point, but just out of curiosity.
Let me see. So there are secondary ideas or tasks that can be completed, right? So I
Yeah.
gave you the 3 laid out quests. And then there are a set of things that give you hints at to stuff that's gonna end up like maybe being a problem or giving you insight into things happening. And then there are 3 secondary tasks that you kind of stumble on throughout, rather talking with people or just like hearing rumors, for instance, like maybe about like a tower west of Phandalin, but nothing direct. Oh, I'm sorry, there is one that takes you in the opposite direction.
The fucking light tower.
That's kind of true, but that's not the furthest.
That would have been funny, because you gave me that one too. You told me about the fucking lighthouse.
Well, so there's a table of rumors, and every time you talk to someone and they give you a rumor, it's random. So I rolled a d6. It happened to land on 5, and 5 is like I said, west of Phandalin on the coast is an old stone lighthouse. Ships are drawn to the gleaming tower like moths to a flame and are doomed to crash upon its rocks. The wrecks must be filled with treasure. And then it says, if the characters visit the lighthouse, see, and it's a different.
Yeah, if you expect me to swim, you're fucking crazy. I have no chance of finding the person I'm looking for at a lone, decrepit lighthouse,
That
and I
is
don't want to go
true.
swimming, so I am not going there.
I'm not
That
gonna
was
lie.
kind of the ignorance of the person you're talking with.
Yeah,
Where they were
money
like,
or not,
oh,
fuck that. No, I'm not swimming.
yeah, they're like, oh, well, maybe that person's there, but I don't fucking know.
I may have also chosen our certain path based off of like urgency.
Okay, fair enough.
You chose the herbalist, not the other nations that need information.
I chose to try to both split us up and but also like eventually converge us was the idea,
Right.
which may have fucked us in the long run.
It's a minor tweak that I have to do, which will also build like a scenario of like how the characters interact.
I mean, technically speaking, if we get all of these done and can join after, we will technically have like 100 gold to work
Dude,
with.
will we
so-
fucking
I'm not
set?
Let me be clear. I am not sharing with any of you.
Why?
Maybe.
Kinda.
You
Well,
send me
good
from
thing
a-
you'll probably
to
die on
die.
your quest,
Come
lone
on.
bard with no support.
I literally gave you an alley-oop for it, motherfucker. Come on.
If you were here right now, I would hit you.
What? And fucking okay, rude.
I think the only one I have to have a secondary conversation with currently, and it's nothing bad or anything, but it's gonna have to be Sarah.
Okay.
But other than that, there's a natural secondary railroad I have to do for one of you, and then the other two are heading in the same direction.
I will also say I prioritized the herbalist over the other, like the first mission, based off of who my teammate is. I will admit.
Oh, fair enough. But it,
So-
yeah,
You're welcome, Dust.
but yeah, a lot of this stuff is very comical from a DM's point of view. If you guys want to feel better, so as you guys know,
I don't care to
Haley.
feel better. I don't care if I fuck you over. It's fine.
Well, fair enough. I had a secondary group, or I should say they were the predecessor here. But I had a group of adventurers, including Haley, previously. And they almost ended up railroading themselves as well. Or I'm sorry, I almost had to end up railroading them as well, because they were planning to go in opposite directions as well. It's also humorous to see the different dynamics of how you relate to characters. So the 4 added NPCs were in both. So I had to add people on the caravan to make it more interesting. And also it's a good way to tell people like, okay, well, what descriptions are we looking for? This, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. But you guys skipped over one event altogether, which was Pugnat gaining up the courage to talk to one of you on the caravan.
You're welcome.
But the other group was a little bit more not cynical, but like I'm gonna say more bold. And they ended up straight up bullying Pugnat for the entirety of them knowing him.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
So
Did
Zach,
he ever forget to heal them
Yeah.
at some point?
so Zach, as like the
Yes.
only person that understands my character, do you understand like why I have done the reasons or the choices that I have done?
Yes, I do. I see. Yeah, with your interaction with Pugnat, I see what you were up to.
Appreciate it.
And I also saw a few other things which make sense. So like, yeah.
Okay.
And like logically for your character, finding a secondary source that will like benefit the town also makes sense.
I'm not gonna lie.
I-
Like D&D, as like the first time truly playing this, it really
Mhm.
does feel like it might mess with the DM a little bit, but it does feel like a character-driven storyline.
Exactly, and this is why, especially like I talked to Dust about it, but I looked over his background details, and I got enough of a story that I can kind of forge something together. I still need to send you a summary of what I have planned, Dust, just for review.
Okay. Feel free
But
to make it a surprise if you want to.
I
Like,
mean,
I left it pretty open because, you know.
that's true as well. And I might use ties for if you guys wanted to continue with your characters into a new adventure later, but that's depending on how this goes, right? But
Yeah.
that's also the reason I wanted to meet with all of you individually as well. And as you probably saw, Chase, it was to develop your character's personality, and like get you in the mindset of, oh, what would they do in this scenario? What is this? Yada yada yada. As well as like for it to be a character-driven story, you need to know your character better.
And considering
like-
I'm intoxicated currently, I think I did a fairly good job.
Oh yeah, exactly. But like I said, meeting with you beforehand made it where even if you are a little bit inebriated, it also helped you.
You understood what I was going to do.
Yes, exactly. And it also like helps you go, oh well, this is what's before me. This is the path that makes sense for my character, compared to like reading a sheet and being like, oh, 50 gold, that sounds great, you know?
Let's fucking kill the orc, because obviously he's bad.
You don't know that. Oh, but funnily enough that you mentioned that, another thing that happened in the predecessor group was they immediately challenged him to a duel and murdered him when they arrived to Phandalin. So,
Fucking Jesus, man.
yes. So, talk about not complicated character or
Motherfuckers are aggressive as hell. Jesus.
that one player was, but luckily it fixed itself.
Okay.
But
You know, like, they may be sus, but we may be able to use them in the future.
they went like everyone else's generic understanding of D&D, which is, oh, we're stronger than everyone else. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh,
see,
did they come here at higher than level 1?
No, they were at level 1, but they had the mindset of like a level 10 character, if that makes sense.
you see, Zach, I have no information on D&D besides Stranger Things, so I have no idea what my level is, so I'm perfect for this
Stranger
bitch.
Things?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what all the secondary names for the creatures in Stranger Things are from. So like Vecna.
Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
know.
I'm dumb as a bag of rocks, okay?
That's what I was getting at, but I didn't want to say
Oh,
it.
I see. But yeah, I think it went really well.
I'm scared about
think
that
I enjoyed
conversation.
this. And I think I want to play honestly more than just Fridays only.
I mean, that is the only like slot we all have available, though. So.
True.
That is true.
Damn
If
it.
you're wanting to maybe try for a secondary thing for more D&D, we might be able to, but it depends. My schedule doesn't open up until this semester ends, and then
Same
I have
with
the
me.
summer, so...
So I guess we'll just stick to Friday and hope we can, or I can keep continuity.
Well,
Yeah, at least for the current moment. But with it being every Friday and only for 2 hours, it should be easy. Or, I'm sorry, 8 to 9, 9 to 10 for 3 hours. It should be good. And also, I think Sarah just uploaded like a basic description, right?
pardon?
That was the wrong button. Somewhere I posted a general discussion of what happened.
I posted them in the private notes. I don't like sharing them.
Oh, I thought I just... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, like, if we want to, like, at the beginning of every session, I can be like, okay, who wants to recap? And we can...
I want to recap.
Yeah, and then... when I'm saying who wants to do a recap.
That can be the end of the stream, honestly. Fuck it.
Or the beginning, like, it gets everyone, like, limber for the next.
Ooh, that could be true.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, the reason that I think we originally went with like 8 was because of stream. So if you like want to play more Chase, depending on people's availability, we could start earlier than 8 if that's possible for other people. Like,
That's true.
I'm not gonna lie, because this is kind of fun.
Like, I could do at the earliest up to 6, but that is depending on other people.
Very fucking early. I would definitely do a break for dinner, so.
yeah,
Which
no,
makes
we'd
sense as
probably
well.
take a break, but yeah.
I would prefer to play more than once a week, rather than having super long sessions. And also, if we do extend it more than 8 to 11, I would prefer to not have that like a set in stone thing. I'd rather that be like a week by week basis on the earliest we can start. But like the set.
That actually makes sense too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like that's the reason I even like set it to like ideally 8, but like 9.
We can figure
what I mean?
this
So there's-
out
Yeah.
off stream.
So
Yeah.
so plus it won't happen.
Wait, did you
for
not
the
already
current
end stream
moment.
yet?
I have not.
Oh.
But
And
I'll go ahead and say it this way too. With the beginning encounters and stuff, it's not going to be like long combats. But as it goes on, like you're going to get harder enemies or more enemies to take care of. So like, it might be one of those cases where I'm like, okay, guys, well, combat's coming up. Can we meet earlier to get through it?
I'm not gonna lie, Zach. I see us meeting the dragon and then immediately fucking running from it.
I mean, for now, yeah. But I mean, I hate to be this way, but the module is called the Dragon of Icepeak. Do you think there's not going to be a moment?
Motherfucker, we are not ready. I will tell you this.
Not right now, but you know.
Sober or
Zach.
fucking not, we are not ready for this bitch.
Zach,
Yes.
could we have that conversation tonight? Because I'm scared.
What conversation?
You were like, I need to have a conversation with you and with one other person and not the other two that are together.
No, it's pretty much just you that needs
Oh,
the
it's-
conversation.
It's you and Callie at this point, but it's mainly for background purposes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we definitely need to have a conversation. I'm free whenever.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
I'll be
Alright.
free most tomorrow.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
so
be free before 9 a.m. And then like maybe Saturday afternoon, but or
I'm
Sunday
down.
afternoon.
I'm down to do this more because I quite frankly enjoy this. But for now, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.